drop.
So
You guys
you
know
drop,
why.
we'll just keep rolling.
You're saying the
Yep.
bang found you.
3, 2,
Happy
1.
Friday, people. Welcome to another episode of MPSP Theater. I'm your host, Nick Brammer. We are live on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel, home of other great shows such as Figure Banging, Enter the Realm, Breaking the Mold,
Oh yeah.
and that's it, right?
And now us.
And now us,
Because we're special.
the little show that could.
We're a
A
special
little bit
army.
of this, a little bit of
We're
that.
we're short bus
No,
special.
we're the retards they stick on Friday nights just so nobody will watch us.
Hey.
That's
Or at
what
least
I
they'll
thought.
be
now.
drunk when they do.
Yeah, that's what it is. God.
I don't know how we ended up here. Anyway,
Because we're
Go
awesome.
ahead.
That intro, so we couldn't mess it up, man. That was smart.
yeah. All right, let's go ahead and start with intros so we can get into stuff.
Yeah. We got some news on the fantasy football front.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go first?
Well, you know.
All right, let's go with Greg. Welcome back to the show.
What's
Thanks
up?
for having me again. I
Go ahead
thoroughly
and-
enjoy doing the show with you guys because, well, I like throwing out my opinion, and you guys like hearing my opinion, so I'm happy to be here.
Well,
All right,
At
go ahead
least-
and tell us where they can find you on the internet.
Twitter primarily at ChubRuckGeek. You can also find me just about anywhere at ChubRuckGeek, but I also do a podcast with my buddy Anthony called Mission Start, where we discuss 5 different topics in video game news. We're doing that for a hot minute now, but you can find that on twitch.tv/mission_start, or just search Mission Start Podcast anywhere on your favorite podcasting platform.
It's awesome.
Very nice.
It's a really good podcast, too.
yeah, we like having you on because you don't chew in our ear. It's nice.
Fair enough.
God damn it, Rust! You're gonna get us in trouble.
Ross, what were you saying?
Yeah.
Josh Fisher, let's move this along.
Oh, well, since Greg didn't mention it,
Because I would leave
he
it to
also
you.
does. Oh, yeah. He also does a show with me every other Friday. We just dropped a new episode today, the All Queued Up Podcast. Check that out at allqueueduppodcast.com. And then, of course, occasional episodes of Off the Runner when there are at least 3 of us able to record. We actually did a show last night after we did our planning session and everything. And then, of course, every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern with you cats here on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel.
9 p.m. ish.
Well,
What time is it? Every time I watch it, says it's 9.
Straight up, Josh is
It's not.
turning into like the new Brian Brink, dude. He's getting fucking around. We're passing around like a little wolves. It's been a war.
Podcast for
Come
the
here,
rest of
You give him another month and he's going to pass Brinklizer.
I know he's getting there.
Brink,
All
you got to
right.
get on some more casts quick, man.
Next up
Hey,
is. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, once Plastic Fanatics comes back, he'll be back up 4-3.
All right, Rob Milton. See, I got the
Oh.
last name right.
Yeah,
Not Fisher
Rob
today?
Fisher, R.I.P. He's out of here.
I forgot to pay my licensing dues. I can't be a Fisher this week.
Tell them where they can find you on the internet.
On the good Facebooks, on the Realm of Collectors as Rob Milton, Instagram as Rob Milton, and coming soon, now that I had Josh help me unfuctify the whole software, Twitch as Rob Milton.
Finally
That's
got
nice
that
and easy
band.
to remember.
That's what I do. I unfuctify things.
He does a very good job at unfuctifying it.
That's a wonderful phrase. I'm gonna
I'm
use
gonna
it.
start streaming on Twitch soon too, so you guys can see me freak out over League.
Wow, we do that. We do that enough, when we're in a hangout with you. You're playing League and getting mad and just
It's too funny.
turning red.
Fucking guy. I love you fucking competitive gamers. It's so funny.
That's all right. I'll just be sucking at Overwatch and crashing ships on Sea of Thieves and whatever other random shit that I happen to want to play that day.
Hey, that's fun.
All right, Russ the Muss. Where can they find you on the internet? sir?
Well, hello everybody. How are you tonight? You can find me on the Facebook, where I will not and I will not chew in your ear. Anyway,
Oh,
yes. You'll see me on this Twitter and the YouTubes when they allow nudity. I'll be back on. And
Why did we get Adolf the Muss in here?
Yeah.
and yes, I like to do the Instagram too because I like to moon people and take a picture.
Yeah.
And of course,
My
here
own-
on Friday nights, guys.
Word. My own personal hobbit, Sam.
What's up, guys? What's up? Insta_Sam89 on Instagram. Sam me in the groups here every Friday night, and I want to give a shout out to the Lincoln Wildcats middle school wrestling team. We had our first 2 meets this week, and we're 2-0.
Well,
Nice.
at least you can win at something.
Hell yeah, man! No,
Let me tell you something.
What was your finishing move?
I posed as a middle schooler. That's why we won. I was a big 6 points.
I have a lot of respect for people that ride anyone that
God.
does that shit, dude. It is a hardcore, like the cardiovascular they have to have is
Oh
crazy.
yeah, dude!
I tried.
I try to wrestle with these kids, man. I'm old. I'm old and beat up now.
They're all bigger than you too.
Yeah, I used to have to do ECA stacks to make weight for wrestling.
Oh my god,
Damn, dude.
dude! When I
Ephedra caffeine aspirin.
Oh damn.
know I was a
Damn.
football
I thought you
player,
guys
Yum,
out
yum,
there about
yum.
that.
and I tried to do wrestling, and I flunked out. I got one first day I went there. I said, "Oh fuck this, I'm out."
I don't know.
Too much,
I
dude.
failed wrestling when I figured out I couldn't kick the shit out of people.
Yeah,
I don't know if I don't know if I ever told this story, but when I tried out, like I didn't know what I was doing. So this guy goes and we lock up, So all of a sudden I fucking grab him and fucking DDT the kid. And they're like, you can't fucking do that.
I was like,
So I had a very
WF.
Yeah.
I had a very, very similar situation in 7th grade where it was during tryouts and I picked the kid up, body slammed him, and then just threw my entire weight, being like double his size. And they were like, everyone's just like, oh my God, I think he killed that kid.
Did you drop the elbow on him?
Yeah.
I would have. I mean,
I tried to
That is
pin
so
the kid.
awesome.
I tried to pin him. And
That was
he was
epic.
struggling.
Did you
and I was
hook
like,
the leg?
yeah, I went for the leg and I like cradled his neck like this.
Oh,
Oh my God, that's great.
Nick decided to throw a figure 4 leg lock on him.
Nah, I was gonna go for a sharpshooter next.
Back in the
Fucker wouldn't tap, goddammit.
I gave the kid an elbow right to the face, and then once he was down on the ground, I came down with an elbow slam to his chest.
Damn, God.
Once they started doing oil checks in practice, I fucking quit.
They showed you guys that in practice.
Yeah, they were doing oil checks in practice, and I was like, "Fuck that."
Time, man.
Yeah, whew, my
The hell with
booty.
oil checks.
Told you, dude.
My booty is mine. It's not for you.
It still hurts to this day.
No, he's used to it now. He likes it.
It toughens up after a while.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. 15 minutes of shit talking. I love it.
Oh yeah. Shit, man, we didn't go live till like 9:06 or some shit.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. Technically, it's not 15 minutes. It's not 10 minutes. Okay.
And by the time we're done with it, we'll have 2 hours of shit talking. So what's the
ain't that the
difference?
Why not, right? That's great.
And y'all know me. I'm Nick Brammer, the host of this piece. And you can find me in Facebook as Nick Brammer, on Twitter as Brammer_Nick, and fucking Instagram as Masterpiece_Shitpiece. Excuse me. So, before we get into topics, I forgot I wanted to say something real quick and give somebody a shout out that's in the chat there.
Oh man.
A few times I've mentioned how much Power Master Optimus Prime meant to me as a kid, because it was my first Prime. And this week I got a surprise gift from Frogman, and it was an original Power Master Optimus Prime.
And it is beautiful.
That thing is cherry. Thank you so much, Frogman. I really, it means a lot to me, and I'm gonna figure something else for you too.
Shout out to Frogman, man. I love that guy.
Yeah.
But
We need to have him on the show too.
Dude,
Yeah,
he was
definitely.
a riot to hang out with at TFCon, man. He's a really good dude.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that if Frogman could say anything to you right now, he'd say, "Forget about it."
Yeah. Exactly. That's the kind of dude he is. So I just wanted to give you a shout out.
Remember the meme? Forget about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
come
yeah, I
on.
just want to give
Those
you a
were
shout
funny.
out on air and say thank you very much. And now we can get into the show.
Wait, we have
Yeah.
two Russes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah,
This is Russception, man.
yeah. He said he has storms going on right now. So do I, and apparently, I got knocked out, but I didn't get
So
knocked out. 'Cause
That
there
means
I
I
am.
have to post the agenda yet again. There we go.
That's all right. You're fine.
All right.
I saw it. All right. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. So let's get into some news. We found
the
out this
fantasy
week.
football news.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't want to
All
talk
right.
about it because I'm not in the playoffs. Fuck everybody.
yeah. So you just sit back. You're done, sunshine. As you guys know, we have been having a husbands versus wives masterpiece shitpiece theater fantasy football league. And last week was the deciding week to make it into the playoffs or not. And while Brammer did come out victorious over Jackie's Pimpin' Ink Breezy,
Damn.
151.25 to 120.03, he ended up with the same record as Russ and Rob, but he was behind those two in total points scored. So he was edged out of the playoffs by about 55 points or 51 points. Unfortunately, Misty, she fell to Kate, 124.67 to 102.64, and she fell out of the playoffs as well. Rounding out the other two bottom spots was Anna at 5-9. She actually won over the top team in the league. She beat Tiffany's team 115.71 to 113.13.
Yeah, that was her statement. She said to me, she goes, "Hey, at least I'm taking somebody out."
Hey, her 5 victories this year, she took out the top winning team in the league and the future league champion. That's me. You guys have been hearing this for 15 weeks now. You may as well get used to it because it's going to happen.
Okay.
Well, Russ, you're in the playoffs. You're in the playoffs.
I know.
You beat
We'll see.
Sam 141.44 to 125.57. You got the 5th seed. Rob got the 6th seed after he fell to me in 144.6 to 119.73. Let's see. That was Rob's second loss to me this year. You lost to me twice this year, and I'm facing Rob this week. I'm facing Rob this week in the wild card round, and then I got, if you make it past your matchup, I'll beat you again next week on my way to the title.
So if I beat you this week, I got to play you again next week?
No. Here's the
This is
thing.
one and done.
From here on out, it's one and done. If you lose, you're out.
Well, wait a minute. I've got 2 people with bye weeks.
Everybody's got a bye week except for me and Rob and you and Jackie. You're slated to beat Jackie right now.
Right.
You're projected to beat her.
Yeah.
But that's no guarantee. Rob's projected to beat me by 2 points, but that's no guarantee. He was projected to beat me the last 2 times we played too. But yeah, everybody else has a bye week this week. There is a consolation bracket, so for the 4 people in the bottom, I think there's a consolation bracket.
I don't know if there is or not. I don't think I set one up.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, they'll play next week, maybe. I think.
And so Tiff,
I don't know. Maybe you didn't.
Tiff and Kate are the top 2 seeds, so they got to buy, right?
Right. They get a bye.
They got to buy. So they play the winners next week. So for instance, if I were to beat Rob, and it's gonna happen, then
Give me your Yahoo password, Rob.
We'll get you sorted out.
Kate will face the winner of me and Rob. Tiffany faces the winner of Russ and Jackie,
Okay.
and then I will face the winner of whoever wins between Jackie and Russ and Tiffany. So 2
Interesting.
more weeks. You guys can give me the recognition that we all know that I deserve for being amazing and kicking asses.
You know what sucks?
It's
It's
gonna be wild when
like-
them white coats, man.
yeah, it's gonna blow though if he actually does make it to the championship, right? I'm gonna have to actually pull for him because especially if it's against like one of the ladies, I have to pull. I'm gonna be pulling for him, but it's like goddamn, dude.
We're gonna host a show, man.
I'm pulling against them. I want to host with the ladies.
Oh, you do, huh? Oh god.
Well, just so you know, if Tiff wins, she's already decided she's putting Sabriel on instead.
Look, she's already clowning, man.
Shit.
That's not an option.
They said
We're
the
already clowning.
Oh well, you agreed to terms, woman.
and it'll be your fault.
I love it.
It's all right because it's not. She has nothing to worry about because
I can't have a minor on
yeah.
the show anyway.
Oh
yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Josh says
Um,
that you shouldn't worry because it's not going to be a problem. He's going to beat you.
If he doesn't,
Oh, she's coming.
She's coming back.
What?
If you don't, then she'll send you some stickers for your leg,
Oh, that's okay. I need some bling.
sparkly ones.
unicorns even.
Hey, you know what? Unicorns and rainbows. It's all good. I'd sport them. But
I tell you what, if you talk that shit to Anna, she'd be flipping you the bird.
okay. That's all she can do. That's all she can do.
I
At
know,
this point. I love her, but when it comes to fantasy football, I will talk my shit.
She cracked me up, dude. She was like, "I suck this year." So I know.
Hmm.
Oh man. All right. All right.
All right.
That's enough of that bullshit. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Fucking Russ.
So we learned this week that the characters in the Netflix Marvel series have a 2-year embargo before they can go on the Disney Plus service.
Well, I've been saying all along they're not going on the Disney Plus service anyway. Period.
Right. But
Because it's not going to have R-rated content. And
Oh,
if they did put those shows on there, they would have to tone them down.
Yeah.
But now we know they can't even use those characters for 2 years.
well, here's the
Nobody
thing. What
can.
is now? Explain this to me. Was that part of the contract? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I
a
mean,
no
because
club.
Netflix put up the cost for producing the series and everything, so they have to have some consideration,
Yep.
Yeah, there's got to
However-
be some protection, I guess, for them a little bit to say, hey,
Yeah.
you can just go
The
out.
titles belong to Netflix. They're staying on Netflix. They will never be
Well-
removed from Netflix.
Here's an aspect though you have to put into concept or sorry, I'm
Context.
here. Context. Those characters, those shows may belong to Netflix in the terms that
Yes.
they are, but
Right.
you could possibly see those 4 actors and 4 characters because I'm sure they're going to cancel Jessica Jones here soon.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
Well,
You
the
could
Punisher
see
comes
them-
out in January, so it'll be canceled in February.
And
Right,
does it-
well,
does-
okay,
does
I
it
forgot
have
about
another
Punisher.
season 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
But like the guy who plays Matt Murdock and the guy who plays Luke Cage have come out on the social medias and said like it's very possible this is not the last time you're going to see us in these characters, which says to me that somebody has talked to them about playing those characters again in something that Disney could produce.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
It just can't be released for 2 years, whatever it is.
And that's 2 years from cancellation. So
Yeah,
when
it's not 2 years from today.
So okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so basically, Jessica Jones, they're doing a 3rd season with her.
Yep.
That show. So when that 3rd season is done, and in fact, I think they're filming it now. I think they're doing. it
No,
now.
it's done. Both
Oh,
of
is
them.
it done?
Both it,
Oh, are they
both it
already?
and the Punisher.
I didn't know they were done already. Okay, so
Both it and season
so
2 of The Punisher in post production.
once they air them, right? They air all of them, and then I'm assuming about a week later they'll say, okay, that's canceled.
Most likely.
So those aren't going to be out till 2019, right? They're not releasing those until
Right.
next year.
So you can't see them until
January.
2021.
Yeah, January for The Punisher.
Wow. Okay.
And Jessica Jones will probably be around March or April.
Oh, interesting.
I can almost promise you that Jessica Jones will not be on anything in Disney, just because her entire storyline is very adult.
Oh God, she's like an alcoholic fucking whore, dude. Got here.
Cool, man.
Don't kink shame.
But you guys, you guys read Marvel comics. You know that Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil show up all the time. Like, it's not an uncommon thread for them to just potentially be in a new series or part of something bigger. I totally see that being a thing, and I welcome it, just because I think that it's really messed up that because of this battle between listening in the streaming platform, these shows that people love got canceled. So
yeah.
Here's what's interesting about that. I mean, do you guys think if they were to bring these actors back to reprise these roles a couple years down the road or whatever? I mean, obviously, if it's on Disney, they're gonna have to tone the characters down a little bit too. Right? A little bit. And I mean, they're not gonna have Daredevil killing people. I mean, I don't. I guess I'm trying to say I don't know what to expect. What version of the character to expect?
If they bring them back, they're gonna have to go to Hulu with it, because if they tone them down too much, it's gonna just water the line.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know.
What I'm assuming that.
Go ahead, Greg.
So what I'm assuming that we're going to see on Disney is like they're going to introduce some new characters that are more in line with what they want to show, and that the Netflix characters are going to be mentors or teachers. That way they can avoid the darkness of whatever they were on Netflix.
I could see him pulling off a lot of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and whatnot over there too.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to reboot of the Inhumans or something.
Or could you see him trying to maybe do Heroes for Hire or something like that?
I sincerely hope so. I sincerely hope we just get like
they could have a different title and not necessarily like use their names. I don't know.
Well, no, they can't use any of the characters or anything tied to the characters. It's similar to how Fox owns the Fantastic Four still until the merger goes through. Nobody's been able to use the Fantastic Four or anything. Yeah. Once that non-disclosure or no-compete agreement is up, then you could see a Heroes for Hire debut.
Yeah, they're gonna shelve these guys for a couple of years and just work on other stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would say more than likely if those characters or shows are revived in any way, form, or fashion, most likely you're going to see them, at least Daredevil and Jessica Jones and the Punisher, on Hulu. You might see Luke Cage and Iron Fist on the Disney Plus. But, they've already said no R-rated content on Disney Plus. Any R-rated content will go to Hulu.
Wow.
Did they say R-rated specifically? Or
yes. They said any adult content, R-rated content or adult content.
Well, are those TVMA or TV-14?
They are TVMA.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean,
so those would automatically default to Hulu.
Jessica Jones is banging dudes and drinking like a fucking sieve. Then she's killing people and shit. I mean, I don't know, man.
Yeah, and plus, too, part of her origin story, she suffered rape, and that was dealt with. You think they're going to be talking about that on Disney Plus?
No.
I would call that far more than just rape, but yes.
Yeah, he raped her in lots of different ways. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, mentally, physically, emotionally.
I think this is a bummer that they're moving away from anything R-rated, because I feel like they're like Marvel at a point had something for everybody, and I think that's a strength. Here's
the positive take. Sorry, Josh. I'll say the positive take for me is that Disney is basically there to protect the Marvel IPs in the form of what they're doing. That's their primary goal. I think that when it comes to the MCU, they do want to keep things in at least a PG-13 category.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's very strange to see some of these characters in a PG-13 setting. Some yes, absolutely. But I'm less worried about not getting content from these characters anymore, and more worried about because when it comes to the films, I know that they're trying to move away from the big names, and they want to start bringing in Miss Marvel or Kamala as the new Miss Marvel. They want to bring in all these new characters that aren't super well known to kind of maybe flesh out the world a little bit better, and so I kind of see them doing that on the Disney platform versus having Heroes for Hire or a new Daredevil show. But I do see those characters not existing. Like I see them popping up from time to time on that show.
Now here's a question. Here's a thought. Do you think now that they've got the established characters and they've established the backstories, do you think maybe they would try to reboot the Defenders side of it and play off of that? Or is that where the Heroes for Hire?
Not.
No.
You don't think so?
No, I think what they could do is they could do Heroes for Hire with Luke and Danny, and then they could do Daughters of the Dragon with Misty and what's her face?
Yeah.
Colleen.
Yeah. Colleen Wang. Yeah.
Wing. Not Wang. Goddamn, Russ.
Russ has got wangs on the brain.
No, I mean, I Wang.
With
Come
that
on.
fucking porn mustache, I shouldn't
That
be
dick.
fucking surprised.
You love this fucking mustache. I'm right.
Fucking.
So now that we know about this no compete clause, how much do you want to wager that's why we didn't see any of these characters incorporated into the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
No, I know why they weren't.
About that.
Jeff, the hell's his name?
John?
The head guy, no. Is it Jeff?
You're thinking about Kevin Feige.
Kevin Feige.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin Feige. He said publicly that the reason that the Netflix characters and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. characters don't show up in the MCU movies is because it's harder to tie those shows into the films versus tying the
films into the shows.
Sorry, it's easier to tie the movies into the films versus the shows into the films.
Oh, yeah. All they got to reference in the shows is the big event that happened in the movie.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
they've done it quite a few times on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean,
Well, the stuff on ABC they wouldn't have a problem with, rights wise, because Disney owns ABC, so
they can do whatever they want.
they can
The
do what the fuck they
actual-
want.
The other
The
thing,
actual New York specific, Netflix specific characters that we've seen, that would be the reason why I would think, though, they hadn't been mentioned. Not because of so much tying the shows together to the movies, but just for the sheer fact that no compete. It was probably. I'm sure they would have loved to just, have like a little one-off scene or something of some of these characters, but it's just like, no, not in the budget. Plus, we're not allowed.
yeah. Well, the other thing is what Netflix has is a lot of the street level heroes, the lower tier. I mean, they're the guys that are boots on the ground fighting.
And you call Luke Cage lower tier one more time, he'll put you through a wall.
In relation to
really
guys like Thor.
It's like, like Daredevil, you could argue is the one who's walks the line between lower tier and like major like character, because he's been involved with some major shit and some major players.
Right. Spider-Man too.
But he still follows a lot of the street level heroes.
Yeah, he does.
They don't get too involved into the cosmic shit.
Right, typically not.
And that's where they seem to be going with the MCU, is more a cosmic direction.
Yeah.
So interesting, though. I mean, Netflix pulling one over on Disney. Yeah, fuck you. You can't win. Yeah.
I was saying, I'm bummed out about them turn away from the R-rated stuff, but it's like at this point with Marvel, Disney hasn't done me wrong, so I'm just gonna try to trust them.
Yeah, one of my things is Disney's been very smart about release or licensing to different companies since they took hold of Marvel. So, like that 2 year, I'm just like, oh, that's better than anything that's been happening in the past.
Yeah.
Anything with Sony or Fox.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
dude, the MCU has been killing it.
Mhm.
You're okay with the whole Star Wars stuff they've been doing? You good with that?
I'm absolutely 100% fine with the Star Wars stuff.
I mean,
Yeah, I am too.
I think Rogue
I am
One
too, actually, but
and The Last Jedi, The Last Jedi, I'm sorry, that's still, 2 out of the top 3 of my all-time favorite Star Wars films are the last 2 Star Wars films, or 2 out of Last Jedi and Rogue One, right up there with
I'm-
Empire.
Yeah,
See, my
Rogue One's
Yeah.
probably the best they've ever done.
See, my 2 favorites are Revenge of the Sith and Rogue One.
Dude, Revenge of the Sith's awesome.
Yeah,
it's funny. You know how much?
I love every Star Wars movie.
Yeah, but no, it warms my heart to hear somebody say that because I love the prequels. Right, I thought they were great.
Dude,
And I got a lot
It
of
was like in
passion.
middle school when they came out, so
Oh, it's glorious, dude.
Hey, Phantom Menace, I was in 3rd grade when that shit came out, man.
Third.
So that hit
Oh
me
my
right at the
god.
right time.
I feel so old. I hate you, Sam.
Everyone on opening night at midnight, man.
Oh god, dude.
Those movies, they're fucking awesome. I love them.
When did Phantom Menace come out? 96?
1999.
99?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was
Almost 20 years
graduated
ago,
from
yeah.
high school.
I
when
was
that stuff came
18.
out.
Yeah,
Dude,
I already had a son.
Russ, you can be my dad.
That's right. I went with my buddy Damon. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all
shit,
for you,
I was on
man.
I got a lap dance from Ricky Morton's wife that year. So
Ricky Morton's wife. Jesus
Ah.
Christ.
I
Oh,
think that Ricky Martin, that living La Vida Loca guy.
it was like the same week that I went and saw the Phantom Menace.
Josh
All
went to a movie theater in Virginia where they have it's a strip club / movie theater.
oh yeah, that would be actually a cool idea.
Since been
That
shut
would be a
down.
good idea.
Well, it would be.
Let's save it for the hangout. We can make some money here, boys.
Yeah, you can never do it in Virginia though.
We
Yeah.
could call it the Masterpiece Shit Piece Theater.
I need to copyright that shit.
God
Yeah,
damn, that's
really.
branding, man. We gotta start
Yeah,
spreading the brand.
Get that shit straight, Nick.
We'll talk about this privately.
Oh, it's beautiful.
All right. So the next piece of news is for the Birds of Prey movie. They have cast Victor Zsasz.
Dude, I'm excited about this.
Yeah, Zaz is a serial killer who marks every single one of his kills on his body with a tally mark.
It's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah,
I love him as a Batman villain, but dude,
Well, yeah, I guess he kind of is, isn't he?
That,
well, the guy that they cast is Chris Messina. He's been on quite a few things. He was on the Mindy Project. He was in HBO's Sharp Objects. Upcoming, he has The True Adventures of Wolf Boy, and that's about what I'm seeing here.
That's pretty awesome, though. I mean, that's a cool character to bring in. I mean, as a good villain, somebody they're going to chase down.
It's not how I picture that character, but that dude is a good actor.
Yeah, he is.
yeah,
I've seen him, I was like, this dude's good. Like, he's one of the best parts of whatever he's in. So I think, because of that, he's going to be good.
Yeah.
Well, nobody thought Heath Ledger would make a good Joker when they announced that.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. And then they had
I
Ewan
know.
McGregor doing Black Mass too for that movie, didn't they?
Yeah,
Is that for sure?
Seems to
I'm
be.
pretty sure.
That's
Yeah.
I just have little faith in DC doing anything that
Anything?
no. When it comes to their animated films and their comics, they're great. But when it comes to their theatrical releases, they end up being garbage. I'm excited to see Aquaman. I want to see it, but I've heard a lot of negative stuff. I want to see it, and form my own opinion on it.
Right.
And I hold out hope that it'll be fun, it'll be good, but I don't have faith that it will.
I'm just checking on the.
Well, it's hard to have faith in them because they have they've done a few movies that just didn't turn out that great. I mean, I'll tell you, I will tell you this: I liked Wonder Woman. I love that.
I love
Yeah.
Wonder
I
Woman.
enjoyed
Wonder
that.
Woman was good.
I didn't
Um,
hate Justice League.
I actually enjoyed Justice League as well. There were some things in it that bothered me, but most of them overall, I really liked it. It was the
Well,
Batman versus Superman I didn't like.
What about
So-
Superman?
I like Batman versus Superman more than Justice League.
Did you really? See, I
Yeah,
didn't. Okay.
Justice League to me was like a schizophrenic film.
Yeah, it was.
Because the the two directors,
Yeah.
from,
Contrast.
It was.
Snyder to Whedon. I mean,
Yeah,
the two tones of the movie were just completely against each other.
It definitely was.
And then you could tell the shit that Whedon wrote with Batman because Batman was like the butt of all the jokes and fucking comedy relief, and you don't do that to Batman.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I enjoyed it because of all the characters.
I'll argue that until I'm blue in the face that you can do whatever you want with Batman because he has that kind of range. I would argue that the cartoon Batman Brave and the Bold is fantastic because it's silly.
True.
Right,
I
but
mean,
that was the tone. That was the tone of the whole thing.
And that was like
But in Batman versus Superman, he definitely wasn't a joke.
yeah,
It felt like
yeah, you're right. You're right.
and match with the tone of what the rest of the films were and what they'd already established with them. So it's like I think to me it was jarring to go from how it was in Batman versus Superman to how it was in Justice League.
yeah, that's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I got you, and I would say that bothered me about the movie too. But I think there was so many. There was a lot of other good stuff that was done right. It was really done right. Like I enjoyed, spoiler alert if anyone hasn't seen it yet already. I guess
That's only been
years old.
2 years.
Yeah, kind of went off for a while. But I liked when Superman, when he came back to life. I liked how pissed off he was. I kind of liked that he was like just fucking everybody up. I was like, yeah.
But
I personally think DC works best when you take it to a silly route, and that to me was what Justice League was. It was a very silly movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Go ahead.
No,
I was just gonna say they only got two or three characters right. Cyborg,
Cyborg's awesome. Wonder Woman, I think, still
Wonder
is.
Woman, and Superman.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Man of Steel. I
did too.
Mhm.
thought it was great.
Even with the Ayn Rand tones to it, I still enjoyed that movie.
You picked
Yeah.
on those too, huh?
Yeah. We all know at this point that Scott Snyder is an Ayn Randian, but it's all good. Yeah, so I mean, when you talk about the DC films, I mean, it's all over the place. There's no consistent tone to anything.
Which I don't think there needs to be, but when you have a movie like Justice League where they're all coming together, I don't know, because I feel like Batman versus Superman was kind of like in Marvel they had the Avengers, they had Avengers 2 and then Civil War. I think DC kind of did that backwards with having Batman versus Superman because it wasn't technically a Justice League movie, but it kind of was. And then they had Justice League, but I think those movies need to match.
Well, we talked about this before. Is DC's been rushing to the Marvel, paradigm.
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 You dingus.
Quit talking about hot
I
air
corrected myself. Fucking grammar Nazi.
Mouse.
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 But yeah, DC is trying to rush to what Marvel has, and they haven't laid the groundwork. So, I mean,
yeah,
you're getting such a different tone from everything, and nothing seems to fit together.
And it's I get the shit, whether it was studio stuff with Zack Snyder, or I know he had personal stuff going on, totally understandable. But if they're gonna bring in a replacement director, find one who is similar in filmmaking style and tone, because
yeah,
I think having Joss Whedon fill in was it's the worst choice, because I think they were we need a dude who's done a good comic book movie, but that's not the answer to me. It's like find someone who matches Zack Snyder's vision. I feel like he had the DC film universe all laid out in his head, and I like what he had laid out.
I think they could have brought on Christopher Nolan, and he would have done a fine job as a replacement. Versus,
I'm trying to think of someone else who would be close, you know. But
I think Chris Nolan's staying as far away from the DC universe as he possibly can after everything that happened with Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Who was it that directed the Deadpool flick?
Tim Miller, which, well, guess what movie he's directing right now?
What's he doing right now?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh,
yeah. We're going to talk about that later, too.
More on that later.
Wait, I forgot to ask it. Is that going to be a live action movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason, I kind of dig it.
Me too.
Dude, I'm excited about that, man. That's a big deal in this house.
I mean, you want to go ahead and talk about it since we pretty much put that.
All right, yeah.
We'll go back to the other topic afterwards.
Yeah. They've cast Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik in a Sonic movie.
I love every part of this casting, and I don't know why.
Here's two things about this movie.
I hate everything.
Here's two things about this movie. It's going to be bad. Like, full on, it's going to be bad.
Have they ever done a good video game movie, though, really?
I would argue that Rampage is a good video game movie.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I never watched it. I had no interest.
I would say probably the best video game movie I have ever seen was Final Fantasy Kingsglaive, that tied into the Final Fantasy 15 game directly.
That barely counts, Josh.
Yeah, it
Wait,
wasn't a theatrical release.
You didn't like World of Warcraft? You didn't like Warcraft?
I didn't get to see it.
Movie, man.
But as for theatrical release, video game movie wise, I would say the one that I enjoyed the most, as terrible as it is, was the original Mortal Kombat. I mean, it's not a good movie, but it was fun.
It's fun, yeah.
The second one was an abomination. And the Street Fighter movie was an abomination. I look at this as maybe this might be the ability of a turd being polished to the level of Super Mario Brothers bad.
Oh God, I hope not.
What about the Tomb Raider movies? Did you guys not like those?
I didn't care for those either.
Really?
It was okay for a popcorn flick.
Yeah,
they're not that bad.
But I like Tomb Raider, so maybe I'm a little more biased about it.
I think that
movies.
The only thing we've gotten with that was actually a decent, workable piece of fiction out of video games, I think, so far has been that Castlevania series. But
yeah, that shit's awesome.
That's so good.
It is.
There have been decent video game adaptation shows and stuff like direct DVD stuff.
Yeah.
But when it comes to theatrical releases, it's all been garbage.
Yeah.
I guess
I would argue that a couple of the Resident Evil movies aren't that bad.
The first one was okay.
Yeah. Well, the first one was really good because
they didn't hold much to the story either.
Right. That's what I was about to say. They kind of, it's almost like they said, hey, we're going to make a movie. We're going to call it Resident Evil. Oh, there's a video game called that? Don't worry about it. We're just going to make the movie.
It's just that in name only.
Yeah. So
I'm just trying to think. There's been a couple others besides like Castlevania and Resident Evil.
I liked Assassin's Creed. So
and that was actually decent. I like Michael
cool.
Fassbender anyways. So.
Yeah, I do too. Fassbender is awesome, and I enjoyed because the coolest thing about Assassin's Creed, if any of you played Assassin's Creed or anything, is the idea that you can just do all the free running and shit that you can do in the game. It's really fun, you know. You can do some incredible, crazy shit, jumping from building to building, and it's insane. And they did a lot of really cool scenes in that movie where these motherfuckers doing some crazy shit. You know?
See, I'm waiting for a God of War either movie or television series.
I've been waiting
because I think that lends itself more to like
it does
either a movie or a TV show than most other video games.
They have cast as Kratos right now.
They've tried to develop it 3 times. And all 3 times it's been shelved.
I don't know. Cast Kratos. I mean,
How
Well,
does
I
the
never-
audience mash the A button to have sex with 3 women?
Bill Goldberg was one name that was mentioned at one point.
Yeah, but
I
good
I
physique.
think he's. Well, no, he still looks pretty good. I just
Yeah.
think he's too old now. I don't.
You
I
need
think
a
he's
good
too,
actor. You need
Yeah,
a
yeah,
good
that's the
actor.
other thing.
Yeah,
I think he
that's
needs a
the
good
thing.
actor.
Work.
His physique is there. His acting ability, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree.
So quick question about to you guys. Did you guys see the live action quote unquote live action poster of the character design for Sonic?
Yeah, he actually looks good.
I'm cool
You're
with it.
high.
Dude, he looks dope.
Well, okay, which
That's
one did
Sonic.
you see?
The one where he's
Because
sitting
the
on the
one-
back of the car.
Okay, so that's not real.
Oh,
That's like a year old promotional stuff because Chris Pratt's not in the movie.
He was, man, just because of that.
No, it's I can't think the actor's name, but it's a different guy playing the cop. And
What else do you
it's
know?
something Marston? No. Anyway, whatever.
James
That's
James Marsden.
James Marsden. Yeah, thank you. No, yeah, it's the live action poster I'm talking about doesn't show his face. It's all like it's kind of a silhouette.
oh
Yeah. Yep, I did see that.
Yeah, the problem is that it's not that Sonic has calves that bothers me. It's that it looks like a little kid in an outfit. Like
Yeah.
it looks like a little kid muscular body with a giant fucking hedgehog head.
Yeah.
It looks bad.
And that,
It
like,
looks-
so this movie, like I played Sonic as a kid, and like I grew up with it. But my son has like recently got into it on his own, so like this is a big deal in our house. Yeah, that's
There you
it.
go. There's the poster.
Yeah, and I agree with you. It does look like a little kid, but it's like I don't even know. Like I can't even picture in my head what an actual hedgehog even looks like. Like I know it
Well,
Looks
I mean,
like Sonic.
okay.
Sonic. Yeah. Somebody Google hedgehog.
I am.
It's
Yeah, is
basically
it-
like a little porcupine-looking little fluff ball.
There. That's a hedgehog.
Yeah, they're way off.
There was also another.
He said
There was
they're
also a
way
second poster. There's also a second poster that somebody found at a theater that shows Sonic sitting on the Golden Gate Bridge with his trail in the distance, and it's going up towards his legs, and it looks bad
Next one.
because Sonic has calves. It
Right
just
here.
looks- yeah, that one. It just looks weird. I don't know. The movie could be good, but I doubt it.
Yeah,
here,
and I'm gonna wake up with a brand new fresh flesh leg tomorrow.
Well, I will say that sometimes a bad movie can be fun.
This is-
If
this
it's
is-
bad,
Pixels!
if it's bad, yes, good point. That was a terrible movie, but it was such
But it's-
nostalgia, though.
Mhm.
You know, I just think sometimes if it's bad in the right way, you can still
I agree.
be enjoyable. You know,
I like.
Well, especially when you give it the MST3K treatment.
Hell yeah.
I think we'll have. I mean, it'll be all right. Yeah, you'll get people that are be hardcore, Sonic fans. They'll go see it. And they'll be pissed
Oh
off.
my god, Greg!
Yeah,
how
I mean-
excited? How excited is Brian about this movie?
Oh my god! So the day they showed off that posters, and by the way, Brian being the guy who runs Half Empty Energy Tank, a group I was part of, he's a huge Sonic fan. As a matter of fact, he made a 24-hour Sonic streaming charity for Direct Relief.
Yep.
Um,
The Sonic Spring Fling.
so-
We were actually trying to get him and Hutch on tonight to talk about the upcoming Mega Marathon, so hopefully we can do that next week. But yeah,
so I was kind of just like taking all these memes and throwing them into Discord and messing with everybody who liked Sonic because I thought it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. And later that night, I was doing a graveyard shift, and it's super slow, so I'm just on my phone half the time. But I message Brian, and I'm talking about like how funny it is, and he's like no joke, I'm legit pissed off at that poster. I was like, wait, what? He's like, it legit ruined my day, and I was like, oh fuck, all right.
I love how hardcore people get sometimes about that kind of shit. Like my wife is such a big Star Wars fan that she legitimately kirks out on certain things about certain news that she hears about Star Wars. She'll get pissed off about it. I'm like, dude, calm down. It's a movie. Yeah, it's a Star. Relax.
Yeah.
But people are so passionate, you know. I love the passion. I really do. Of all the fandoms, it's great, man. It's great.
Or
Well, you know, sometimes you get Rogue One, sometimes you get Ewok Adventures.
Yeah.
Caravan of Courage.
sometimes Transformer fans, you go, maybe they're not so bad. And then you hang out and you go, oh yeah, they are.
dude, Transformer fans are like not half as bad as most of the other fandoms, especially comics.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I've never seen a more toxic fandom than comics.
Oh, it's horrible, dude. Because everybody has their own opinion, and they go hardcore at you if your opinion differs from theirs. It's like, ah!
Oh yeah,
Cough, car fans, cough. Oh,
Yeah.
The thing I'm noticing right now is a lot of people are saying that, like, let's take Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. It's part of this like social justice warrior agenda, and I'm just like, can you stop? It's comic books, man. They're superheroes.
Yep.
You're the one bringing in politics into it when nobody else is.
dude. Like we talked about this during the Stan Lee tribute. Comics have always, like, especially Marvel, has always been at the forefront of social justice.
Like platform.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
but in a good way.
In a good way.
positive
yeah, and so like, come the fuck on. If you're a fan, you fucking know. You know what I'm saying? The fucking X-Men. I mean, the two main characters in X-Men are Malcolm X and fucking Martin Luther King. So come the fuck on.
Yeah.
Right. It's just it's just one of those things where I think people are always going to be way too
Butthurt
and possessive of their fandom.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see that no matter what it happens. So
Probably.
it wasn't terribly surprised with Sonic.
And realistically, one of these days, the outreach generation will hit a point where they've got a mortgage and a family and real responsibilities, and they're gonna go, "Fuck this! Just give me something good."
Yeah, that's all I want.
Yeah, that's all I do too. I just want to go to work, do what I gotta do, come home, every now and then enjoy a good movie, transform a nice figure, you know, just something like that. That's all I want.
And E Prime's right. There is a huge Miles Morales fan base out there, and Miles Morales is a good damn character.
Yes,
They do him very well in Spider-Man, by the way. Like that, it was so fucking awesome to see him done so well.
Well, I mean, as a person who really is a hardcore Spider-Man fan, and you know, and Peter Parker was my guy, you know, but Miles Morales was a fresh, new character that I feel like was necessary.
I don't want to hype up.
You know, Spider-Man needed some kind of freshness brought to it,
Right.
and I think he did a good job with that character. So,
E Prime asked, "Do you think that this was a way for testing the waters for a live action movie for Miles Morales?" I mean, that'd be great. There was rumors that Donald Glover was going to play Miles Morales, and
he was he said in the Spider-Man Homecoming, he said, like, I got a nephew that lives here, and I think he was talking about Miles Morales. Like, that's like the I think like that's even confirmed. So like he like exists in the universe by like being mentioned.
Yeah. Like Miles Morales is a great character. He, you know, Bendis has a mixed family, and so, you know, having a Black Latino Spider-Man, I mean, it's not bad.
No, it's not. I mean, and it's good on, and I get you from that point of view. It's great, but it's also great because he's just a good character overall.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And the story is cool. The story is cool too. How he got his powers. You know, pretty interesting. You know, I kind of dig it. So
yeah, it's not. See, like the things that I have a problem with are like the Sam Wilson Captain America and the Jane Foster Thor.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't agree with those choices, but I mean, they did what they did. Because now Sam Wilson is back to being the Falcon, and he's nowhere to be found.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, they devalued the character by giving him supposedly a step up, and then taking him right back down, and not giving him, you know,
any change like that, you know, from the start that it's only temporary, you know,
right?
Like make that, like give Falcon, like have him, like in that situation, like have him lead the Avengers, but
like they did with Luke Cage.
Yeah, like you don't need to make him Captain America. They didn't make Luke Cage fucking Iron Man.
Right.
They just kept him as Luke Cage, and I think that was way more effective than what they did with Falcon or Jane Foster's Thor.
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
so
like-
here's a question.
I mean,
Since
to an
I'm so
extent-
far behind on Marvel, what
Yeah.
happened to Bucky Barnes as Captain Noble or Captain America?
That
He
was
went back to being the Winter Soldier.
yeah.
He was Captain America. Then they put Falcon as Captain America for a while.
I think Captain America came back between then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like Marvel,
and-
beginning of Marvel now, like through Infinity and stuff.
I got into this with my daughter because I was kind of annoyed with how I feel like there's sort of this this need to turn characters into females. There's just like this. We got to make a bunch of female heroines, and we're gonna like get rid of the male heroes and just make them female, And I'm like, and I don't like. I feel like that sucks. I don't like that,
And the stupid
And-
part about it is we have awesome female
Yeah, I
characters.
agree.
that's
I
the
agree
thing. Like
100%.
when they create a new character and actually give them a good story, I mean that validates that character.
Sure.
turning
Absolutely.
Yeah.
turning a female character into a male, a male role, really just doesn't work because they're coming back, and these people are just seen as replacements. And
I think it's like you take what's that girl that was Iron Man for a while? I forget her name.
Riri Williams.
Riri Williams. Like, if you make her Iron Man, what you say is that Riri Williams doesn't matter. She only matters if she's Iron Man. I feel like
Right.
And
And they
what that
called her,
kind of off to me. And it's
Yeah.
like make her a bomb ass character, and like I'm sure she has an interesting story to tell. And let Iron Man do his thing, or let him be Iron Man. But like she can be a character we can rally behind if she's a good character and has a good story. She doesn't need
Yeah.
to be Iron Man.
Especially
Yeah.
with the Iron Universe. I mean, with the Iron Universe, you've got so many. All it is a smart dude in a suit. So
Yeah.
you can pull a lot of different characters. He can build multiple suits and create multiple heroes.
I wish you guys
But,
could have made her the nerdiest conversation ever. She says, "Well, what about what? I'm bitching about the whole female Thor. And she's like, well, what about the female Wolverine?" I said, "That's different." She goes, "Why?" I said, "X-23 was already an established character, and she just took over the mantle of Wolverine."
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, but that's what they've done.
That's
That's what they've done with Thor and
Yeah,
Captain
but
America
they,
and everything.
it was different. It's different. When you take
Yeah.
Jane Foster becoming Thor, though,
Yeah.
that was not the first time that somebody else has held the mantle of Thor.
I know.
Eric
I know.
Masterson was Thor. For a
Yes,
while.
yes,
Okay.
that's true.
And even then it was just temporary, but he was given the powers and became Thunderstruck afterwards.
Yeah.
And I love me some Eric Masterson, by the way.
For real?
I think that the whole Jane Foster as Thor storyline was really well done. I really enjoyed it. I love the fact that every time she became Thor, it eliminated all the progress that she was getting from her cancer treatments and basically making her cancer even worse than it was before. So every time she became Thor, reverting back was killing her more and more each time. I thought that was a well executed thing. It added gravitas and seriousness to the matter. It's just like, oh, this is a situation for Thor. Is it really? Or should we hold out for a more important time? You couldn't just. It added a lot of weight to it, and I thought it was well done.
That's
Yeah, but then like what they did to Thor, like to make Jane Foster be able to, be Thor. They devalued Thor by making him unworthy.
Okay. And is not one of the more fascinating storylines out there is the path to redemption? Is that not a good storyline?
It could be, but I didn't enjoy it. And like I said, you don't have to elevate a female character by devaluing a male one.
I didn't see it as that so much, but that's my opinion, of course, versus your opinion.
And then what happened? Jane Foster died, right?
Well, eventually, because the power of Thor was going to kill her, and she knew that, but she still wielded that power in situations where it was called for.
Yeah, but you knew Thor was coming back, and she didn't have the gravitas of being Thor.
Well, anyway, I
Was
don't
it
think it
Thorcast,
devalued her
folks?
at all. Huh?
I said, "Welcome to the Thorcast."
Yeah.
all right?
I think Brammer just has a Thor spot about this.
Oh, nicely done. Nicely done.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's go on to the next
Grammar's
fucking
Thor-y.
topic. So Travis Knight wants to do a CGI Cybertron movie. Basically, I guess the beginning of Bumblebee is all CGI with live action shading,
This is
and
what I hear.
he wants to do a movie based on Cybertron in that style.
Mm.
I would be okay with that.
Definitely.
I'm totally fine with it.
Let me ask you guys something about that. The Transformer movies, okay? They always have to. It always seems like they always want to incorporate a human presence with the Transformers. Like there has to be a
Mhm.
human involved with them.
Mhm.
And even in a G1 cartoon, there was always humans involved, right? But they were on Earth. I get that. Gonna see people there on Earth, right? Okay. But would you rather see a Transformer movie where it's just the characters, Transformers, that those characters without the human annoyance? Because I feel like sometimes the human character gets in the way.
Dude, me
of
too,
us.
bro. I feel
Yeah.
I
like
think the human
I-
character, the problem is the human
You know?
characters are focused too much on and steal the spotlight from the
Yes,
Transformers.
that's what
Yeah.
I meant exactly.
When you're giving these robots human characteristics already as it is,
Right.
if
Yeah.
you write them well enough, people will grow attached to them and care about them because of their personalities, not because there's some meat bag right there at its fucking foot.
Right.
No, I mean, it's like the '86 movie. They did a good job with integrating the
Yeah.
human characters. And that was fine.
Well,
yeah, I
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna say that same thing, Josh. Is like you don't have to be human for a human to relate to you. You know, I think
Yeah.
if it's
Good
all about your
Good point. And but so that kind of fascinates me, the idea of doing a movie like that. We all CGI, it would be kind of crazy, I guess. But you know what? When you watch an animated movie, what is it? It's just
Shit,
a lot of it's computer animation, right? And you're watching,
this damn Lion King movie is about to be 100% CGI.
Sure it is. It's gonna
Yeah.
have people doing voices, right? I mean,
Yeah,
same thing. So why not? I don't know. Sounds good to me. I'd love it.
They
Yeah.
get my, that's all. I
My
think.
argument is we need more just animated movies, whether they're CGI or not, in theaters, because
Mhm.
True
you can do way more with CGI than you can live action by a
God,
long
yes, you
shot.
can. That's for sure. That is
Now,
for sure.
what's the cost on doing live action versus like all the special effects that they do for the regular Transformers movie versus doing an entire CGI Transformers movie?
I think if they do all animated, you don't have to. Like a voice actor is cheaper than, like fucking
Mark Wahlberg.
Right. I guess it depends on the
Mark Wahlberg.
voice actor too, though.
Or something.
I mean,
Yeah, but the requirement.
you're not going to
like,
have the environment work. You're not going to have whole crews. You're not going to have to set build. You're not going to have to pay contractors. You're not going to have to pay for insurance, for stuntmen. You're not going to have to pay catering for feeding these people every day.
Yeah.
The production values are a lot less. And
I think I agree with that, but I think that for the most part, like live action is kind of become like the end all be all, because it's like once you're a live action movie, like then you're like official.
That's because some people have spent so much time bitching about CGI and everything when it started to become mainstream. But CGI has come so far in the last 5 years.
Oh yeah, it's a lot better. It's a lot better.
You look at the Lord of the Rings movies now, and the CGI in them looks like garbage.
Look at the first
absolute garbage.
Dude, I think the Lord of the Rings look better than Justice League did.
Well,
Justice
I
League
haven't,
was.
I haven't seen Justice League.
I think a lot of those are rushed. And
Yeah, and like the thing about Justice League is like fucking Batman versus Superman. Like if you look at fucking Doomsday, Marvel did that shit better like almost 10 years before that with the Abomination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and that shit, man. Like, I don't mean to get off on a tangent. I just want to say this. Like, Thanos just looks like it looks perfect to me. Like almost frame to frame. You know.
Did you swear to God he was an actor?
Yeah.
Lowry, he said in the chat, I don't mind the human interaction with Transformers as long as they don't, take away and make it all about the humans like they did in the last night. And you're right. A little bit of human interaction is fine. But my biggest problem with all of the Bay movies has been there's way too much focus on the humans and none on what these movies are supposed to be about.
I think the Planet of the Apes movies, the most recent trilogy, did a good job because there were human characters, but they weren't the focus of the film.
Oh, and I love the Apes movies.
Those are perfect. Those favorite movies of all time. Like they're right up there. But I think
dude, you need to get that print off of Bobby then.
Yeah, I know, man. I have
Does it have feet?
But it's got monkey paws.
They just did such a good job characterizing the apes that, like, you saw a part of yourself in every one of those characters, good or bad. You know? And there were no good or bad guys because everybody had totally legitimate reasons for like their actions. So I think that's what it's all about. Is just like if you can see, like you're never gonna see your whole self in someone else, but if you parse yourself in different characters, it makes you care about those characters.
Right.
And those movies did a good job of that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and move on. So we've covered mostly everything here, except for there is supposedly a Toxic Avenger reboot coming.
Dude, how about that, man? They're gonna show hella titties.
Oh yeah. So Legendary reportedly acquired the rights to the Trauma film. The original film followed the inspirational tale of Melvin Ford. So basically Legendary has gotten the rights to it and are looking to make a Toxie franchise, which that should be fun.
I can't wait for Toxic Avenger versus Godzilla. That's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that trailer dropped too.
Yeah, that's true. The new Godzilla King of the Monsters trailer dropped.
It's good.
Yeah, so I mean, there's not much to say about this because it's really early, So, hail Toxie. I hope something comes of it.
As long as they bring in
I
Kaufman,
love
I'm
Trauma.
fine.
I love
What?
Trauma stuff.
Sorry, what, Greg?
As long as they bring in Lloyd Kaufman, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Like even
I
if
think
it's
he
just consult, like I don't care. I did bring him in.
I think Trauma has a lot to do with it in general, don't they?
Well, they created the character, didn't they?
Yeah, they created it, but I think for this new reboot, they're having a lot of input on it.
That's really
I would
good.
hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always good if you're going to make a movie about a character. Like, we're going to reboot it, but, if you don't know anything about the character, get the creator of the character in to consult you.
Right.
So hopefully they do consult with Lloyd Kaufman. I mean, that's pretty much, what made Trauma.
Yeah.
He became one of their most popular properties.
I would argue he's Trauma's mascot.
Yeah.
He is absolutely Trauma's mascot. But I just I hate it when, say, for instance, filmmakers, it's like, I'm going to do this franchise, and okay, what do you know about it? Nothing, but there's going to be lots of boom. Okay. I mean, I don't know who I'm referring to.
At least it's not Platinum Dunes.
Toxic Avenger.
I'm sorry, Sam. I cut you off. What?
I said if you're gonna do lots of boobs, I think that's perfect for Toxic Avenger.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a requirement for Toxie.
And be like, oh, you got it. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Word. All right. So next is Ray Park will not be Snake Eyes in the spinoff.
Good.
But you won't even notice.
Yeah, you won't. He did a good job, and he did a good job in the two
He
G.I.
did a-
Joe movies. But
He did a fine job in those two. He did.
yeah. And so
He's
what
not the only
the
one
thing
that
is
can use two swords.
right.
He's
But the thing
basically
is
fine.
that this is a prequel. This is going to be a prequel, and so they're going to be showing Snake Eyes' face and shit. So they can't have a dude that's pushing almost 50 playing a young
Right.
Snake Eyes.
He's getting old. He's getting up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And plus two, Ray Park's British. I don't know if they'll give Snake Eyes the British
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah.
And Ray Park's not known for his acting ability. He's known for his stuntman work. That's why he's given the physical
Correct.
roles and the non-speaking parts.
Because you guys remember what happens to toads when they get hit with lightning, right?
Oh God.
Fucking Halle Berry.
That was great. That was great. Well done, Greg.
Oh, appreciate it.
I think that's a sore spot for Nick too.
This has been Masterpiece Shitpiece Theater. Thank y'all for coming.
We'll get next week. Same bad time. Same.
No, I like the idea of a Snake Eyes origin story without Ray Park.
Yeah.
As long as they bring in Larry Hama as a screenplay consultant, because let's face it, he created everything about that character that everybody loves.
You guys are fucking savage. I heard that shit. Like, who cares? Like, damn, Ray Park, who gives a shit? No big deal.
He did a fine job in those two G.I. Joe movies. The first one was trash. The second one was a fun popcorn flick and had some great comic book elements from the comics.
G.I. Joe movie was trash. You didn't like that?
It was
Rise of
I hated everything about it.
Hold on,
I absolutely
what?
hated
Okay.
everything about it.
You hated the Baroness?
Yes.
Really? I thought she was great. She was the saving grace in that movie for me.
There was no
I
saving grace
also
at
love-
all in that movie.
I also love Storm Shadow too. I thought Storm Shadow was great.
Now, the actor that did
Oh,
Storm Shadow
shit.
was really good, but I
He was
hated everything
great.
about that movie.
See, I didn't like the second one as much because I thought the second one was just The Rock all over the place. That's all
The Rock was the Rock was
Was it?
too over the top,
It was The Rock
and
movie.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis phoned it in and was
Yeah,
bland.
yeah.
And but
He's supposed to be
all
Rock.
the other stuff that was going on, that was so from the comics. It was great,
I mean, they had Duke and
especially
Ripcord.
the whole.
I don't know.
Yeah, that wasn't
Scarlet,
Duke, and that wasn't Ripcord.
Uh,
That wasn't Scarlet. Not the ones I'm used to and growing up with. I don't mind fresh new takes on things.
Right. That's what I'm about to say. You don't like fresh new takes on things?
No,
Apparently you
I
don't.
do not mind. I do not mind fresh new takes on things
Apparently
as
you
long as
do.
it's well done. No, case in point. Look at the cartoon G.I. Joe Renegades. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
actually like
was
that one.
so good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
That was launched after that first movie. That
All
first
right,
movie
quick-
was garbage.
Quick poll across the panel. Resolute or Renegades?
Renegades.
Renegade.
I love Renegades.
See,
I-
I'm
yeah.
a Resolute guy.
I
I
like
thought Resolute
that.
was amazing.
Resolute was amazing,
Yeah.
but it was also only an hour long versus 26 half-hour episodes.
Yeah.
The
Right.
art
I think
style was superior in Resolute, but the story.
That's what gets me. Is
The story in Resolute was amazing, and I thought for if you just put it together as like an hour and a half movie or whatever, that it stands up way better than fucking Renegades.
No,
Yeah,
No
that's my
way, man.
opinion.
Well,
I respectfully disagree, good sir.
they are both good. I mean, both good.
Yeah, they're both really
Renegade-
good.
Well, Renegades was cool because it was a different, almost a real different, a much more different take on GI Joe, where they weren't, they were kind of outcasts, and it was kind of fun. That was kind of a neat thing, and they went around doing their thing to help, help where they could. They almost became like the A Team kind of to me. It reminded me a little bit.
Yeah,
Well,
but
if you look too, go
Yeah.
ahead, Nick.
I was just gonna say Resolute had consequences in it.
No, that's true. That's true.
If Resolute was
So did Renegades.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
but I mean, like
Resolute had meaningless deaths that happened off screen.
Good point.
but they added to the story. Like what was off screen? Just fucking Bazooka and Major Blood.
Yeah.
But like that fucking Snake Eyes Storm Shadow fight was probably some of the best animated thing to happen to G.I. Joe in a long time.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
That it was, but I'm still saying that 1 hour story doesn't hold a candle to how good Renegades was as a whole. That's all I'm saying, and I get it. I get it. You love it.
I didn't enjoy Renegades at all.
And see, that's the thing. I think Renegades lends itself very much to the style and tone of the second movie.
Yeah, it kind of does because they were kind of off the grid. Yeah.
And Cobra's secretly running the shit behind the show.
Exactly.
And I mean, dude, I loved it. I loved both of them compared to the first one.
Okay, what about Zartan? You didn't like Zartan in the movie? You didn't think he was cool? I mean, especially when he injects him with the fucking nanites, and then he can. And that
I think that was a cool way to, work in his ability, his shape shifting ability.
Right.
And I love the actor that they got to portray him in his regular mode, and I love the actor they got to portray him when he was impersonating the president.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Zartan was an okay part of the first movie.
I will
Storm Shadows.
The second movie, I liked Firefly. So
Firefly was awesome.
He was one of my favorite characters in G.I. Joe in the original. I love Firefly, and
I like Ray Stevenson in almost anything he does.
Yeah, he's really good, dude. He really did a good job.
He was great as the Punisher too.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought he had it all over Thomas Jane.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I like the idea though of a Snake Eyes origin story. Get Larry Hama as a screenplay consultant, and anything they do, I'm open to.
Okay.
That doesn't mean I'm guaranteed to like it. I was excited about the first G.I. Joe movie, but I just didn't like that take on it.
I mean, at this time, the G.I. Joe needs the reboot. They need They need an injection of new franchise of newness into the franchise. That's basically dead at this point.
It is dead.
Have you guys seen the original Mechanic with Charles Bronson?
Yes,
not for a long time.
Yep.
Okay, so the first 15 minutes of that movie, nobody speaks.
Nobody speaks. It's just,
as like a homage to the silent issue of the G.I. Joe comic, I would love if they did that. I understand it's a prequel and he's probably going to speak before the accident and whatever, but like if they could do something like that, or maybe like the last 15 minutes of the movie, nobody speaks. Just give an homage to like the most famous Snake Eyes story. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I think you're right. It'd be pretty good. It'd be a real nice kind of stylistic way of doing it. It'd be very fun. I can get behind that. Good time.
And like he's old, but like I don't know who they're gonna cast as Snake Eyes. Like I was thinking, I know he's playing Hawkeye and whatever, but Jeremy Renner.
That'd be all right. What about DJ?
Probably,
who?
DJ Cortona or whatever it was that played Flint.
He was the guy that played Flint.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you really hold on a minute, guys? Do you need a big time actor to do this part? You're not going to see Snake Eyes outside of the. So you need someone. He doesn't talk, He doesn't
Well,
speak.
That's the thing.
So
you
you don't-
are going to see that though. You're going to
Yeah.
see pre-Snake Eyes,
Yeah.
pre-mask, pre-mute Snake Eyes. You're going to see war era Snake Eyes
So-
that led up to his injuries and him
That's
becoming.
more like when he was a kid, though, right? When he was younger. I guess it depends on what
It
continuity.
depends on the fiction.
Yeah.
In the comics,
Right.
he was in the comics. He
Yeah.
didn't suffer the deformities until he was in his late 20s, mid
Right.
to
He
late
was old.
20s.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
it was after his after war. He was serving somewhere else on another tour. But I know in the second movie, that is one thing I didn't like. They made Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow rival kids, like 10 years old, and he took this vow of silence. No,
Well,
he
yeah.
didn't speak because he took but
Yeah.
That was another.
Other than
That was
that-
another thing in Resolute that was cool. You know, there was Zartan that shot him in the throat.
Right.
yeah, that was cool.
Well, and then how they did it in the movie, you find out it was Zartan that actually killed their master.
Yeah.
Well, that's
as
how
long
it
as we
was in
don't-
the comics, actually.
Right.
Yeah, as long as we don't have fucking what's his face? RZA is the hard master again. I'll be happy.
He wasn't terrible. He wasn't terrible as the Blind Master.
Oh, Jesus.
But
That's too funny, though.
hey, he was better as the Blind Master than Channing Tatum was as Duke.
Oh, give me a break. Would you stop? It was not. No.
Channing
Yes, he
Tatum
was.
Channing Tatum wasn't that bad.
Channing
It wasn't
Tatum was
that
terrible
bad.
as Duke. I was so
Dude,
happy
come
when he ate that
You
RPG.
You hate Duke anyway, so what do you care?
This is true. This
Why
is
do you
true.
hate
But
Duke? Duke is awesome. Why do you hate him?
because I grew
Is
up
he-
on the comics, not the cartoon.
Oh well, he
And
was
I
kind of
hated
he was a bit more. He was a bit of a dick in the comics at times, but
He wasn't
guess-
even in the comics that much.
yeah, but when he was kind of an asswipe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't all that. That's true. He wasn't. He was in the show a lot more in the comics. You're right.
Oh, he was
they made him a
the
big
figurehead of the show. They made
Yeah.
him a big deal,
Yeah,
and
the
he
comic
wasn't that
books,
big
he
of a
really-
deal.
Right. In the comic books, he really wasn't a big deal in the comics. But when he was, he was, kind of an asshole. But I don't know. I just, I thought Channing Tatum did a good job. So,
He wasn't that bad.
no, he wasn't.
For what he was asked to do, he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's Duke. How much substance does he need? Come on.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to video games. Todd McFarlane said that Spawn will be in Mortal Kombat 11.
Yes.
Makes you definitely want to get out and get that game down.
Yeah.
If you didn't already want to.
I mean, I already wanted the game, but I think that
Yeah.
would be a cool character addition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what
me
I'm really
too.
curious about is what character model are they going to give Spawn for this? Is it going to be like classic comic book or the upcoming film?
Classic as they can get.
They'd have to be doing the film because they're gonna want to promote that to give him the.
Think
That's
so,
what I'm
man?
thinking.
I was thinking they do as classic as they can get.
Yeah, go with that classic look,
Yeah.
but more stylized.
Maybe.
And then
But he's
I
right,
would
though.
think,
That's-
I would think that the movie thing would be like a DLC thing later.
Maybe.
Like,
but
if
that's
you-
We haven't seen shit from the movie. When's that game come out?
April.
April.
So
When is the
maybe
movie?
something.
I have no idea. Like
Yeah,
they keep
yeah.
saying that it's being developed, and nobody has any solid info on when it's supposed to come out.
Years away, like 2 years
Yeah.
at least.
Maybe you're probably right then.
Didn't see anything.
It would be cool if they went more with more of a classic look because that's the Spawn I like. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, like, the only thing they said is that Jamie Foxx is playing Spawn.
Yeah.
Like other than that, I don't know. I don't even
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Jamie Foxx can do serious shit.
No, I think he'll be good. I'm not saying that, but I think like that movie, like they just don't. I just don't think they have a lot done so far. Like I think
Yeah.
they have that figured out, and that's about it.
I know. It sounds,
Yeah,
sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about having him in the game just because. First off, I think having Spawn in something that's way more adult works for Spawn
Yep.
more than
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like, let's say Soul Calibur, for example.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, the
He was cool.
Calibur
He was-
games are-
He was cool in Soul Calibur, but I mean,
But let me
there's-
ask you guys
there
this.
wasn't
What-
there wasn't much story there.
what other comic book characters do you think could fit into the Mortal Kombat games?
Oh god.
Ooh, that's a good
The Crow.
The
Yeah.
Crow.
Punisher.
I would love it if they did a Marvel. It'd be cool as shit.
Just light people
It's
up.
not gonna happen because it's owned
Yeah.
by WB. But
I
yeah.
know. It would be incredible though.
How about
Dude, how cool would it be if you had like Rorschach from The Watchmen?
Oh,
That'd be dope.
awesome.
It'd be kind of out there, but like they have sorcerer characters in Mortal Kombat. What about
Yeah.
Sandman?
mhm.
Because I feel like he'd have an interesting power set. You know what I mean?
I think that'd be dope.
Hand-to-hand combat type stuff.
I was just thinking like a badass fucking for Rorschach a fatality would be like he just calls in oh my god, I can't think of his name suddenly.
Not L.
No, the blue dude, the actual one had
Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah,
Okay, Manhattan. Thank you, Jesus.
vaporizes you.
That'd be cool.
Shelf like an idiot, like I can't remember characters' names.
Yeah, like the whole every one of the Watchmen would fit.
Would be they just be interesting, you know.
Yeah,
There'd be some
like
fun.
the fucking comedian.
Just blow your ass with a flamethrower.
Shove a grenade up your ass and pull the pin.
Yeah. I'm just thinking like DC probably wouldn't allow like their main character. WB wouldn't allow the DC main characters like Batman, Superman, and shit.
No.
Something and probably more like Vertigo and shit.
what about Red Hood? Putting Red Hood.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool, but he's still mainline DC.
What about Ghost Rider?
That'd be cool too, but again, he's Marvel and it's owned by WB.
Yeah. I know, but
You didn't say what licensed characters. You said what characters. So.
That's what I said. What characters? This was more of a fantasy.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Josh just loves jumping down my fucking throat these past few weeks.
You like him down your throat, don't lie.
Russ has got some tapes to prove it.
That's right. You know it.
And like another one is fucking Negan.
Yeah,
That'd
he'd
be
be
cool.
Cool.
God.
Or the Goon.
Oh shit, that'd be awesome.
The Goon would be
Dude.
awesome.
I think if I had to pick one, any license, whatever, I would want the Batman from The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, old,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck Batman. That'd be cool.
You know who could work in a weird way? Jesse Custer,
Yes.
because he can fight. So you
Yes.
have that, and then he could, he's killed people clearly. You could use his word.
Oh man, I love me some Preacher.
Here's a way out one that I would just want to see is Spider Jerusalem
That'd be awesome.
Oh,
from Transmetropolitan.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
And another thing is DC owns the Wildstorm universe.
Mm-hmm.
You can see fucking Midnighter or Apollo.
Now, are we sticking to just DC, or can we go a little off the wall?
Yeah, go off the walls. But I'm just saying, like, no Marvel character is going to be in that game.
Is
This is more fantasy casting.
Constantine would be cool too. Yeah, he's Vertigo and mainline DC. He could work.
There's an Image book, East of West. I would want Death from that. He's like one of the four horsemen of the
Oh, dude.
Fuck, if we're going that route, what about what's his name from Death Note?
Oh,
uh,
that'd be cool.
The actual demon from Death
Oh,
Note.
shit, I
yeah, Ryuk.
Ryuk. Yeah, Ryuk. Thanks, Greg.
Oh god, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Just don't
Shit.
put Devilman Crybaby on it. Oh.
Bite me, it's awesome.
Fuck you, it's terrible.
It is not awesome.
Oh my God, what do you got? You guys are hating on shit left and right. I can't believe you don't like that, man.
I'm gonna send you all
What?
some TKO salt.
Devil May Cry.
I got my own shaker right here.
You need
TKO
more.
salt peanut right here.
There was one I was thinking of, and I can't remember it now.
Wizard Cat
Fuck.
approved.
Oh my gosh.
But any of the Authority characters, like Jack Hawksmoor, would be cool.
Now, who owns the Valiant comic characters these days?
Valiant.
Oh, Valiant still owns them, so
Yeah.
they're not affiliated with Warner Brothers, though, are they?
No, not
Okay.
unless Warner Brothers. They don't own Blizzard, do they?
No, I don't think.
No.
Yeah, because Acclaim bought Valiant back in the day.
Hey Nick, didn't
Because I was thinking some of those characters would be cool.
Yeah. What's up?
Alan Moore, he did a run on Authority, right?
No, it was Grant Morrison.
Grant Morrison, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another one that just popped. Have you guys read the Gunslinger graphic novels?
I have
No,
not.
but
Based
The
on the
Stephen
Dark
King
Tower.
ones?
Yeah.
You talking about the Dark Tower?
Put the Gunslinger in that shit.
Dude, that
Roland
would be
Deschain?
yeah, that would
Holy shit.
Oh,
a
shit.
cool,
What the fuck?
cool power set, you know.
It keeps coming to my head and I keep losing it. Shit. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, every time we start talking, he gets it.
What if you could license Star Wars characters for Mortal
Fuck
Kombat?
that. I want to see that.
But they made that wonderful fighting game, Masters of the Terrascasi, back in
Shut your
'97.
goddamn mouth, Josh.
That was so terrible. But did you notice how in Solo that Kira actually said, when she busted out some fighting, he's like, what was that? She's like, Terrascasi. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
They referenced that.
Dude, I didn't even catch that.
That was one of the few references I actually caught. I was like, oh my God.
All right. So
Who got
Nintendo has decided to go against people that are hacking the Switch.
How about this, man? It's a
What? Nintendo cracking down on ROMs or hackers?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just the guy that they threw the lawsuit at. Wasn't just about he was cracking them and selling them for profit.
Yeah.
You know, as litigious as Nintendo has been lately trying to kill off ROMs, you're an idiot to do that at this point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just asking for it.
Well, wait a minute. So explain this to me. So, because I'm not sure I haven't heard the story. So they're so people are hacking the Switch, obviously, and then making it where it can what are they giving it? What capabilities are they giving it?
You can add
Playing
ROMs
any
to it.
digital ROM on the
Okay.
thing without purchasing it.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
not
so
and not just like NES games, which currently exist on the Switch, but
Right,
also
right.
like GameCube and N64 and Super Nintendo games. Like they're retrofitting it so that way it's more of a console that people would pay a lot of money for. And
right. You mean you get a console that they would pay a lot more that they already paid a lot of money for, and they wouldn't make it worth it.
Yeah.
Well, this dude,
I-
yeah, like I said, this dude was actually doing it as a business and selling them for profit.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he was
Okay.
taking a Raspberry Pi and whipping
Yeah,
it
hold
up.
up. I have a problem with that. Did he pay Nintendo and buy the Switches, or did he buy the Switches from the store? Right.
Yeah.
He gave them his $300, right?
Right.
He bought
Mhm.
these. What he does with that, in my opinion, should be none of their concern.
so
That's
I'm gonna
his
stop.
property.
I'm gonna stop you there because I've heard this argument a ton.
Okay.
And this is less my opinion and more the legal side of it. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some law stuff that probably.
Yeah,
steps
the
in.
Yeah,
Digital
yeah.
Millennium Copyright Act.
Yeah. He wasn't.
Right. Basically, it doesn't matter if you buy a game or a console.
Okay.
You technically don't own it. You are essentially renting it. Any digital art form, so movies, music, whatever. Whenever you see a stream of a video game,
Mhm.
literally, no joke, that's just the company going, yeah, we're okay with that. Because at any point, a company could shut down any any footage of their game.
Right.
The Nintendo's are doing that. So
Point in case, the Bandai Namco games, you
Right.
cannot stream directly from your consoles because PS4 and Xbox, they have built-in Twitch platforms where you can stream directly from them. And if you play a Bandai Namco game, such as the Tales games,
Yeah.
it blocks it. Nobody can see the video content.
Yeah, well,
Boy,
and Nintendo did this themselves when they were cracking down on content creators and forcing them into their Nintendo affiliate program,
Yeah.
which basically meant you were handing most of your revenue over to Nintendo just for the rights to.
So in the end, that's what it comes down to. They're just pissed off because they want their piece of the pie. They
Well,
want that money.
And here's
that's
the
what it
thing:
goes down to.
they're not happy about people cracking them and doing it at home for themselves. This guy actually started throwing them up for sale as a business.
Yeah.
Like he was cracking their hardware and circumventing their licensing for profit.
Yeah, like they're not going to sue. I mean, there's been a ton of people that they've just basically sent cease and desist for who are not selling it. Like the guy who did the Metroid 2 remake game. All they did was they sent him a cease and desist. And he was like, okay, well, if I don't want to get sued, I'm just going to take it off the website. But I'm sure there's other places where you guys can find it. And then literally like a couple months later, Nintendo was like, we remade Metroid 2. So my idea about Nintendo doing this so strongly is that they're going to add those games eventually to the Switch.
Right.
And they just want people having that capability, regardless of the guy selling it or not. So I don't know. That's
I don't. I guess the law. I mean, I understand the law, the legalese of it, but I think it's bullshit in a way. I think once it, but I do understand too that he's hacking it and allowing you to be like if you have the Switch after he does whatever he does to it, you're allowed to. It allows you to go on and steal shit, basically. What you're saying, and not pay for content. Okay,
Same thing as pirating.
It's the equivalent of the guy who illegally downloads a whole bunch of music and starts selling a bunch of MP3 players loaded full.
Right. So that's kind of a little shady. I can see that side of it. That's a little,
I do believe fully that Nintendo goes way too far with their shit. They are like they're almost as bad as Atlas, because Atlas made the Persona series, and I don't know if you remember this when Persona 5, I think it was, came out, but they were like, no streamers, nobody can play that game on stream, or we're gonna copyright their channel.
Yep.
It's the same shit. It's just this like tight grasp on the testicles of whatever they own, and they don't want to let it go. So
it's funny.
They did finally back off on that whole content creators program, and
they did. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a recent thing too. What, in the last not even month, I don't think has been.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks maybe.
What's funny is I always would thought that they would want people to stream gameplay because
it's more eyes on it, man.
I think it can cause people to get interested in the game and go buy it.
But Nintendo wants their cut of the pie for every piece of penny they can, and that was their justification.
I mean, that's free advertising for them for their game. I don't understand why they wouldn't want to. What they wouldn't encourage that for. I don't know.
What's funny is, do you know who? I can't remember the name of the company suddenly. Devolver Digital.
God, I love
right after
Digital.
Nintendo kind of started being dicks about their stuff being on stream and all that kind of stuff, they tweeted out. They were just like, "Hey, content creators, we're cool with you playing our games on stream and YouTube and whatnot. That's fine by us because that's free advertising. We don't have to pay for that."
Yeah,
like they straight tweeted that out to fucking give a middle finger to Nintendo and other companies that do that. Like, there are companies that legitimately love the idea of streamers, and especially indie creators. Good lord, like
with good reason though. I understand it. I would too.
Yeah,
streamers get your shit out there and get people to see that. You know, I mean, it's
like it's been said already that it's free advertising. It's
absolutely.
And not to overlook that, but Devolver Digital, hands down, has put on the best presentation at E3 the past 2 years running.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, what can you say? Yeah, it's funny, dude. I think I love how the you know, and Nintendo's not the only company I'm sure out there that does that shit.
Oh no,
where it's like they want to, you know, they got to get every little scrap, every little thing, every little penny there is to be made. they got to get it, have a piece of it, one way or another. It's just frustrating.
And when they're not doing that, they want full control over any press that they have. That's like what Greg was saying with Persona.
It's just dumb, man. I like watching. I like watching streamers, game streamers. I like watching that stuff because sometimes I'm not sure about a game, and I like to see gameplay of it just so I can get an idea of the mechanics of the game and see how the game looks.
Now,
before I go spend my money on it, So
and keep in mind though, a lot of the management in these companies is aging, and they don't understand the new digital sphere. And Nintendo, I mean, just look at Nintendo's version of online. That right there shows just how out of touch as a corporation. And I love Nintendo. I buy all their shit anyway.
I think that'll get better though over time. That'll get better.
As they get younger management in and management.
They're always 5 years behind the curve every time.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're aging.
I don't know. The Switch is a pretty fun system. I think they got it
beautiful.
I think they have a cool little gimmick with that too. I mean, I like that you can turn it into like a handheld game. I think that's badass.
And this Nintendo Online where they're launching, they need to get more content on it, but they're having those NES games, and it's just going to be time. But Nintendo is always slow with their pushes.
Right.
But that's a really great idea. You can go back as part of the online service. They're giving you access to this classic library.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's and that's kind of cool. The idea of adapting games to be able to be played on the Switch. That's pretty cool.
Shit, we spent fucking 4 hours last weekend, me and the kids and Tiff playing Dr. Mario.
Oh shit.
On the Switch.
Oh god.
They just added 3 new games to the Switch too.
Yeah, they did.
I'm surprised.
Wario Woods. Jesus.
I'm surprised that they added Diablo 3 to the Switch.
Everything's getting ported to the Switch.
Yeah, but I'm just surprised, with Nintendo's family friendly.
Yeah, Diablo 3 is a little bit of a graphic game for them. You'd think they would kind
Doom was the one for me, and I was like, what?
Yeah. But
it wasn't like they threw The Witcher on there.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, Diablo, I don't think it's a whole lot worse than Skyrim.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know.
But, I mean, I think Nintendo has something, and I respect that ideal of trying to stay clean, if you will. But you gotta understand, a vast majority of gamers are adults who want adult content in their gaming. So
I guess I've never gone to Nintendo for adult content. I always go to Nintendo for Nintendo franchises. So I've got PlayStation and Xbox for the rest of PC.
True, but if they want to get in on that market, Rob, they gotta open their minds a little bit and be willing to, because that's a market that they haven't touched, and it's a lot. It's a big money market. Huge money is made off of a lot of adult content games. I mean, a lot.
Right. I think that's why we're seeing a lot of stuff like Diablo and Skyrim making its way there, and Doom.
Sure.
Like, I'm with him. I can't understand how the hell Doom made it on that system. That thing is demonic.
Doom is crazy. Yeah. So I don't know. Interesting. I don't know. I love Nintendo, and I hope they keep opening up. Maybe eventually they'll actually jump up to join the big dogs. I say it's funny I say that about Nintendo, but
on some level, I hope they don't go completely.
Maybe.
I want to see Nintendo keep doing what Nintendo does with their franchises, and I want to see them. And they're the ones pushing out innovative hardware. I mean, they're pushing by not focusing on that crazy AAA title. You can pick up a Nintendo game and pretty much know if it's a Nintendo franchise, it's going to be good.
That's a good point. I mean, I'm a sucker for Mario Kart. So,
Mario Odyssey, Smash Brothers right now.
Dude, Mario Odyssey looks beautiful, and so does Zelda. Zelda's one of the most impressive games I've seen on any console.
Yeah, Zelda's pretty impressive. They do a good job with every time they make a Zelda game. It looks amazing, plays amazing. fun.
And like Greg said, he's playing Smash Brothers right now. Smash Brothers has always been a knockout series.
That is a huge game, man. Smash
Yeah.
Bros.
Especially with the esports component to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you-
So
Speaking of which, I was watching some tournaments this weekend. Fucking Sonic Fox is just killing it in the fighting games.
of course.
It's just amazing, and it's crazy because well, it's not crazy. It's like progressive. It's not even progressive. I mean, the guy earns it, and he's a black gay furry. You know what I'm saying? And that he is the king of the fighting games. Like he won DBZ, he won Injustice, he's won Mortal Kombat. I mean, like if you're looking for for something to watch and you're looking for inclusion, watch Evo. Watch the fighting gaming.
Yeah.
Tournament.
I don't know if you've ever watched any of his content though. He's kind of a funny guy.
He is funny as shit. And like if you look on YouTube a lot and just search like Mortal Kombat King of the Hill, you can watch him playing like King of the Hill on Mortal Kombat with like a whole bunch of people, and some of the funniest shit you'll watch on YouTube. So I'm gonna go ahead and move along and to some comic stuff.
Nice.
I don't know how are any of you guys familiar with Matt Fraction?
Oh yeah, that dude's one of my all-time favorite writers.
Not me.
Well,
Anything he
Matt
does,
Fraction and his, I'm not sure they're married. They call themselves partners, but Matt Fraction and his partner Kelly Sue DeConnick have signed an exclusive TV deal with Legendary, which means we could be seeing a Sex Criminals
oh
fucking
my god, dude, my
TV show.
head would explode. So Nick, what channel would you want to see that on? Because that would have to be on HBO because there's got to be
Sex Criminals would definitely have to be like HBO, Showtime, something like that. But like there's other stuff that like Bitch Planet would have to be HBO or fucking Showtime too. But they're talking about stuff like Odyssey, and some of the other products. Let me go ahead and look. I have it pulled up. Just give me a second.
Sex Criminals is
Sex Criminals is amazing. Casanova, Satellite Sam.
That's good.
Pretty Deadly. Pretty Deadly. You could see like on Sci-Fi or something.
Yeah, man. Well, so Sci-Fi. It's funny enough you said that. So Sci-Fi has a Deadly Class show.
Yep.
I don't know if it's already out or what, but that was a image book by Rick Remender. So I think that's cool that this is a thing that's happening. Is it these image books that are fucking awesome? I mean,
and I got to catch up, but fucking Happy, the first episode I saw of Happy was fucking awesome, and that's from a Grant Morrison book.
Yeah, like you could go to a comic shop and get any image book that's come out in the last like 8 years or so, buy a trade paperback and just basically like knock your socks off. You know,
that was what I was thinking for Mortal Kombat 11 is Cowboy Ninja Viking. Because how they have the variations.
Yeah.
Is that a comic?
Yes. It's
I'm gonna go look for that. I'm gonna go find that now.
Yeah, Cowboy Ninja Viking is about people with multiple personality disorder that are recruited by the US government to be assassins. And what they do is they train the multiple personalities into different classifications. So like the main character is a cowboy, ninja, and a Viking. So depending on what personality is, that's how he's gonna assassinate people. One of the guys is like one of the guys is like chef. Oh god, what do you call it? Like Octonaut, basically, and a samurai or some shit. It's fucking amazing. So that's what I was thinking about for Mortal Kombat 11 was Cowboy Ninja Viking. That would be fucking amazing.
A lot of these image books, it's like you get like the problem I have with TV series a lot of times it's like it's really hard for me to get into them is that they're ongoing, right? So I feel like they do unnecessary things because they need to have a season 2 or they need to fill a 17 episode quota or whatever. But with these Image books is that these writers have the freedom to tell the story that they need to tell. You're going to get a beginning and an end. You know, it's not a Spider-Man book that just has to keep going. And then it's like if you have let's say you read Marvel and you're a Rick Remender fan, you can go to find what he's written for Image, and basically it's like them being free to do and write whatever they want. And it's just in like Jonathan Hickman's another example.
Oh, dude, Manhattan Projects is amazing.
I love that book.
Awesome.
East of West is one of my favorite comic books of all time. But it's like they just have these freedoms that they don't have at Marvel and at DC. And it's like you're cheating yourself if you don't read these books.
There's been a Chew series in development hell forever too.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this is exciting. This is exciting because Matt Fraction and Kelly Sue have some of the like most out there books right now, especially Sex Criminals. Sex Criminals is basically the story of a guy that finds out that whenever he comes, time stops.
Yeah, so they're like,
Can you say climaxes? Come on.
Whenever he climaxes.
What's wrong, Josh? What's wrong, Josh? You don't like the word "cum"? That comes out of the tip of a penis, Josh. Cum.
Jesus.
Hey, Josh.
Penis.
You have to admit, Josh, that's an intriguing fucking ability. That's really neat. I mean, come on.
So don't get me wrong. There's been times that's happened that I thought time stopped myself, but you know, I didn't have the ability to go and rob a fucking bank afterwards.
Yeah, that's what he does. He decides that, you know, he's going to go rob banks, and then he robs a bank and finds a woman in there and finds out that she has the same deal.
Yeah.
She has the same ability? Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So when she rubs one out, time stops, man.
That's incredible.
Dude, can you imagine?
And
Like,
shenanigans.
Two people at the same time doing that at the exact same moment. I mean, that would just rip a hole in the time-space fabric.
Yeah.
And that it deals with that in the book too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Gosh, you've never caught someone beating off while you were beating off?
Oh my God.
No, man. I didn't wrestle in high school.
Josh needs an oil check.
Oh my God.
Sam, if you ever meet Josh, give him an oil check.
You wouldn't have to reach very far.
You know what? I'm just gonna be hella sneaky. I'm just gonna catch Josh whacking off at TFCon.
Oh my God.
How are you going to do that? I didn't do that while I was at TFCon.
You will next year, man. I'm gonna be there.
You're going to LA in March? Because I'm not.
I'll find you.
Fucking hey.
That's
Okay.
amazing, dude.
So the next order of business, and I'm going to go ahead and screen share on this one,
Here we go.
is there is going to be a new Cosmic Ghost Rider series.
Incredible.
After this first mini, and it's called Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History.
Is this still the Frank Castle as
The Frank Castle with the Power Cosmic and the Spirit of Vengeance powers. So, like, the story behind it is basically he's stuck in the present time somehow, and what ends up happening is he goes back and ends up changing Marvel history. So it seems to be a way for them to retcon a whole bunch of stuff.
Wow.
It's going to change some Fantastic Four stuff. It's going to change a whole bunch of stuff. Each issue is supposed to concentrate on a different perspective from Marvel history. And
oh wow.
yeah, so like this Cosmic Ghost Rider stuff has been real fun. Like the last series dealt with him kidnapping baby Thanos and trying to stop him from becoming a megalomaniac. So what ends up happening instead is that Thanos becomes the Punisher on a cosmic scale.
Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Cosmic Punisher.
Buddy.
Oh my God.
What's wrong?
That's incredible.
I just heard some ratchet clicks there as one of what Rob was manipulating.
And Sabi, grotesque.
That's what you
okay.
call it? You say it's grotesque? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Anyway.
So like Donny Cates has been doing most of the Cosmic Ghost Rider stuff, but this is going to be done by a new set of creators. But I mean, it's been interesting. A lot of things have spawned out of the Donny Cates Thanos book, and Cosmic Ghost Rider seems to be a really big hit.
That's awesome, man. Shit. It sounds like a really cool story. You know, just they could do so much stuff with this. You know, they can.
Yeah, and like I don't know how much is going to stick.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too.
It'll be interesting to see, because like Donny Cates is, I think he's going to be doing an Avengers arc soon.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so I mean, I really like his work, and I mean, it has an irreverence to it besides being well written. Like the two trade paperbacks of Thanos are really, really good. I haven't been reading much Marvel, in all honesty, but I'll read whatever that dude does. And
awesome.
I'll screen share again for our next story, because a fan favorite is coming back. Craven.
Very cool.
Craven will be coming back in March in Amazing Spider-Man, and as you can see, all the animal-related Spider-Man characters are up on the wall. Beetle, if you can see, Vulture, Spidey, Black Cat,
and Nick Spencer. That'll be cool. Dude,
Yeah.
Humberto Ramos, his art's
I love Humberto Ramos's art. Lizard, Rhino. There's Puma, who has a Marvel Legends coming out, which I can't wait to get. I've always been a huge Craven fan. I think that, you know, he's one of the classics.
Yeah.
And him coming back, to me, is a big deal. I mean, like, they've done a few things with him, but like giving him a nice arc, and especially written by Nick Spencer. I mean, the only missteps for Nick Spencer to me was his Captain America run, but that's just because I'm a Kirby mark, and I didn't appreciate the whole Hydra Cap shit.
He did a really good run on, like, way back when we still had the Ultimate Universe. His Ultimate X-Men run was really good. So I think he's a good writer.
Yeah.
I trust him.
He did Moon Knight for a little bit too, didn't he?
Yeah, I didn't read any of that.
Yeah. But yeah, so Craven's coming back, and it looks like he's going to be hunting down most of the characters in the Spider-Man universe, which should be interesting.
I think he'd be like a good, like, kind of major villain, like spanning the whole arc. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spend some time on him.
All right. So that was our comic news. Russ, we were going to discuss your little topic in the realm that you posed this week. So why don't you go ahead and head that up?
Well, I posted something up on the ROC page this week, and because I've recently have kind of come across an interesting dilemma in my collecting, where I'm losing interest in Transformers, and there's just really not much out there that I'm that's really exciting me anymore. To the point where I'm preparing to sell off all my chugs and stuff, getting that, to make room for other things, because I'm just kind of bored with them. And I wanted to see if anyone else has experienced this, gone through this before, where, you have a main line of something you collect, and where that main line is just kind of like drying up for you, not, you're losing interest. And, I'm moving on to other things now. I mean, I'm getting into Gundam. I'm getting into Mythic Legions, so, and of course, my Marvel Legends, and of course, Star Wars 6-inch Black series, and SH figure arts, that kind of stuff. But Transformers is just kind of running its course for me now. I think I'm a little, I don't know. I'm just bored with them, and I was just wondering if anyone else has had the same problem. I was surprised by how many people said absolutely, and it blew my mind. I didn't expect that many people to respond to where they were a lot of people had a lot to say, and I get it. I feel every one of them. I was like, yeah, I totally understand where you're coming from. It's like, but it's one of those things in collecting where I think eventually, especially now where we're at with the Transformers, with between third party and official, we're getting to where there's just a lot of people have their collections where there's not much not really much they need.
Yes, that's
You
where
know?
I'm at with it. I'm so close to completing the Transformers that I want.
Yeah.
I'm a couple mini bots away, and like 2 primary characters and a couple combiners, and then it's just going to be cherry picking the stuff that I think is cool here and there. But yeah, I mean, there's really not much more to go with it.
Right. And that's kind of one of my biggest problems, I think, is that there's not enough stuff coming out that is getting my attention and or something I need or I feel I need for my collection. Not enough of that is coming out for me.
I think that's why I kind of got a little bit excited about stuff like this Dojinshi stuff that DX9 and the rest of them are doing with those weird beasts. And then that Firebird Toys or whatever RC, and then there's another one they're doing for Wind.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, it's their new adaptations to the characters. I can see they're catching my interest because they're different, but they're familiar. I don't know. I'm kind of with you too, because I've been slowly moving away from Transformers being my primary focus. I'm actually getting back more into focusing on video games and related merchandise.
I got you.
Focus. Figma is going to rape my wallet this year with all those Overwatch figures they're doing.
And they do a good job on those figures. I bought a couple of for my daughter and for my son because they're into video game characters. Period. And
dude, they do limited runs, so pick that shit up and keep it in mint and sealed box.
Because you can resell them.
Yeah, random stuff of theirs will just go for depending on how much.
I know my Samus, my main suit Samus fell off the shelf and got broken, and that son of a bitch is like $200 right now.
Yeah, I want that figure so much, and of course you can't find it for less than $100.
Yeah,
let alone
Yeah,
but Russ, I mean, I can relate very, very well because in the past year, I've actually gone through that with, G.I. Joe. I mean, that was my first love when it comes to franchises. I'm still very passionate about the franchise, but I'm not passionate about the collection anymore.
Yeah,
because there's no new product coming out. What product there is grossly overpriced convention exclusives. I'm sorry, I think it's too much to pay, the prices for the Collector Club subscription service figures. I mean, it works out to about $30 a figure. And that's for a 3 3/4 inch figure.
Yeah.
And then, it's. I know that some figures command a high value in the secondary market and everything, but I've just been kind of mulling it over for the longest time, and I finally started selling pieces off. I've sold a few pieces, and I'm in the process of selling that because while I love the stuff. And I wish I had the space to adequately display it because of lack of product coming out and pretty much the assurance that if it ever does come back to retail release again, it'll be in 6-inch form because, the 3 3/4 scale is just not a hot commodity for collectors anymore. Everybody's moved on to 6-inch.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much all been confirmed that if it does come back, it's going to be a 6-inch line. So that shit's not going to work with anything I have anyway.
Yeah, I know. But you know how intriguing that is to me.
Well, the
do a 6-inch GI Joe figures. God damn.
And the weird thing with their 3 3/4 line is, I've noticed, I've run into this issue myself, where the newer figures from like the 25th anniversary and whatnot, they don't work with all the old 3 3/4 vehicles.
Some of them don't. Most of them do, but some of them don't.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It still worked well enough.
Right.
It's just, yeah, man. That with that line dying out and my interest in Transformers increasing, like the stuff that Third Party and Masterpiece has been putting out, I started to refocus my collecting on Transformers, and I started to refocus, and getting into Gundam. And those are pretty much the two lines I focus on the most. I'm nowhere near the end of my Transformers collection because I've only been getting serious about it for the past year. I don't have near the amount of most of the people that have been collecting MP and Third Party for the past 5 years.
Right.
So I've got a long way to go. So I still have that excitement for getting a new piece and a new release. Whereas, I can see where it's slowed down considerably from what it was a couple of years ago, how somebody that's been in it for a while would not be excited about it.
Yeah.
See, like, that's the thing. Like, I think MP collector, if you're a straight MP collector, that's the rut you're going to be in. But I like some of the chug stuff, like the MMC, reformatted line, and the GJG stuff. So that gives me, my Transformers fix. But man, I've been hard on Legends recently, especially like with the customs I'm doing and stuff. And like,
You're talking Legends Transformers or Marvel Legends?
Marvel Legends, sorry. Yeah, Marvel Legends. There's select figures coming out that I still want. I mean, I have such a varied taste because, that's the stuff I grew up with, was like Marvel, DC, Transformers, G.I. Joe. I'm going to start doing a different line soon, and I'm actually going to start a video series on my channel when I do it. More coming on that later, but it's going to be interesting. So like the more varied interests you have, like the less chance you're going to have for burnout.
See, now,
that's a good point, man.
With me, it was growing up. I grew up on video games, and like I did grow up on the Marvel comics and things, but it was Transformers and video games were my big outlet. So,
well, the good thing to come of this is that I've discovered other lines that I've gotten into, where my focus is kind of expanded out more. I mean, I'd already started messing with other lines anyway. I mean, the Star Wars stuff is Anna's. I mean, I like Star Wars, but I'm not as big a fan as she is. Like, I wouldn't collect all those Star Wars figures like she does. I'd have like a couple of them, because I like a couple characters,
I'm the same way with Star Wars. I love the movie franchise, but as far as merchandise for it, I've got a couple of the Hot Wheels or whatever they put out, the little ships in the diecast scale. I got them hanging on the wall.
But
I got the big 3 foot long, almost 3 foot long Millennium Falcon that came out about 10 years ago. But
that's
that big ass, huge, super huge AT-AT and a handful of figures. But other than that, I don't have a lot of Star Wars stuff anymore.
I wouldn't mind having a core stuff like that. Get a Millennium Falcon and get a couple just for display. But
sure.
And see, like where I'm at in my collecting, I have a lot of the stuff I want, so it's more tightening up my displays.
Sure, absolutely.
That's like becoming my main focus, and then like the stuff that I know that isn't going to be released by companies that have licenses, I'm creating my own shit.
Yeah, dude, that's the way to do it. Like that to me is like the most fulfilling of any of the collecting.
Yeah, make it your own custom and do your own shit.
Yeah, like
it's one of a kind.
It's really simple, but that cane that I just did, that's like one of my favorite things I've done.
That cane looks good, man.
Yeah, that's like you're talking about updating the displays and stuff too, and putting the time and energy into that instead of collecting the figures. We're kind of in the middle of that right now too. We got a couple other things to knock out with this place, and then we're going to be whole hog on doing an entire like ground up display room.
See, and that's the positive I think to come out of maybe being distracted or losing a bit of interest in something,
or just giving you some time to catch your breath.
that might be more accurate for it. It's just I feel like it's like that new Siege, the new Siege line that's out right now.
That stuff looks good.
Yeah, it does, but it does look good. But I have no interest in it. I have no interest in it. I can't
that's
get
where
excited for it.
That's where I can cheat Ian once at all. So I can use him
Yeah,
as an
and Rob,
Right.
I'm there with you because I'm so
Right.
much like Sonny, he's like he wants something. Like I'll check it out. Let's get it.
I like what it is. I look at pictures of those things, and I find myself going to look up going to US Gundam and looking up and seeing what Gundam kits I would like to get.
See, like with the Siege line, I can fuck around. I can buy it for myself, quote unquote,
Right.
and fuck around with it all I want, and then just hit it off to the kid.
Sure.
It doesn't fit like what I'm doing with my Transformers. The only chug stuff I'm really doing is the MMC shit.
Yeah,
Right,
that's the same thing I do.
Yeah, and that's high end chug too. That's nice chug, but
Yeah.
high end chug. So, and it's,
But
I mean,
basically that sideswipe is just fucking a scaled down MP sideswipe.
essentially, yeah, that's what it is. It is. It's a beautiful figure. It looks good. We were messing with them. We were at Dust House. They Jose found somebody who was selling them all and bought them all. And we were bullshitting with them, and they're okay. It's some of the better stuff I've seen Hasbro do. But I was even after I messed with them, I was like, I have no interest in that.
Yeah.
Normally, I'd be jumping on that. I have no interest in it at all. Like, God,
Oh, cool to put your hands on them.
yeah.
And kind of get that out of your system.
And see, like with Transformers, I collect so many different lines that I always have something to catch up on with Transformers. I spend like $1,000 every time I go to fucking TFCon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Anna about it, and she says she thinks that I'm getting to a point where I'm just discovering other interest.
Yeah.
And the Transformers are kind of becoming a backseat thing for me now. She says it's not that you're losing interest; it's just you have interest in other stuff.
Right.
And Transformers isn't on your isn't at the top anymore. It's down a bit.
Yeah, and also there's not a lot of the things that are coming out that you have a need for because you filled a lot of those needs. It's not that your love for it is waning.
Right. I think that might be more what it is that it feels like I'm losing interest, but maybe it's just because I'm not interested in stuff that I already have.
And let's be honest, none of us are independently wealthy, so
absolutely,
right.
We have to kind of pick and choose what we're going to grab from each line.
It does get expensive. It does.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's why I'm not a completionist.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I am.
And they just released the pictures of Thesaurus and what's the other one for the DJG?
Oh,
Tesserus and Helix.
Yeah, Tesserus and Helix. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw those. They look good. They look good.
Beautiful.
And see, and that's it. I mean, I've got the other members of the DJD, right? And that's a set I'd like to finish.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at them and I'm going, well, the completionist part of me is saying, yeah, you need to get those. But I'm like, oh, God, I'm just not. I can spend that money on some new Mythic Legion figures, it's like that.
Yeah,
see that.
Yeah.
I'll finish out the DJD. I have to finish
that. Yeah, that brings up an interesting point. I'm more satisfied of getting a whole team like. I got to Zeta Combaticon, and that's fulfilling. Getting the whole DJD, that's fulfilling. That's more fulfilling to me than saying, "Oh, I got every character from this season."
Yeah.
Yes. No, I would rather have characters that I resonate with.
That's a good point.
And I do have a lot of the Autobots, when they're, from 85, 86. Well, a couple from 86, but more from 84, 85. But, I'm not like grabbing everything.
I'm nuts about completion. Like right now, I've got 2 of the 3 Fans Hobby Monster Bots, and I bought the Monster Bots on a whim. I didn't originally have an interest in
They're
them.
so fun.
Yeah, you got them at
Got-
TFCon, didn't you?
Yes, I need
That's cool.
twin or double cross. So
Double
if anybody
cross.
wants to sell me double cross really cheap, hit me up. Let me know.
Yeah,
Dude, the TFCon before this, that's where I grabbed my Monster Bots from Haney.
Yeah, they are solid. And I had no
Yeah.
interest. Like even my wife commented, she goes, "They do not fit your collection at all." I was like, "Yeah, but they look awesome."
Yeah,
I mean,
like
Haney just got, speaking of Haney, he just got in that Fans Toys Hydra. And everybody's like, "Oh, you guys getting that?" And I'm just no. You know, I don't have a connection to the character. I don't have a love for that character. It looks beautiful. I saw it at TFCon. It looks amazing. But I got no attachment to the character.
he's too big
Yeah,
to fit.
no.
He's too big to fit with my Carnifex.
Is he?
You know? Yeah.
Is he,
He's-
is he
Get
he-
that
big?
he's-
Fans
he-
Hobby.
Is he
Get the
bigger than
Fans Hobby when it
Carnifex?
comes out.
He's probably about an inch, maybe like half an inch shorter than Carnifex.
See, I got the MMC
Carnifex
right
is
now.
huge, dude. God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, but like
Carnifex is a big bot, dude.
He's
it
a big.
it all
beautiful-
depends, man. Because I mean, you got to figure Carnifex is chug scaled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but he's so. It's weird to me because I didn't realize. I guess I should have noticed in the comic books. In the comic books, they do a pretty good job of like,
Like
You know what?
the other two Phase Sixers come up to fucking Overlord's shoulders in the comics.
yeah,
With Black Shadow being a little shorter than Six Shot.
right.
Now
right.
here's a question
It's
for you: with the
wild.
people jumping in on the Fans Hobby Overlord, now would Hydra work with him?
Yeah,
Because
I
that
think
is a
it
big.
will.
Yeah.
I think it will.
Yeah, but is Fans Hobby going to do a Black Shadow?
I don't
Yeah.
That's
know,
the
but
question. That's the question, because the whole reason I got Carnifex was to go with my fucking clone droid, so that I could start doing the 3 Phase Sixers on the shelf.
Right.
Yeah, but you also now have a power baser too, so you kind of need that Fans Hobby Overlord.
Yeah, I'm buying the Fans Hobby Overlord.
Okay.
That's not a question. The question is what's for me like.
Gotcha.
That's a completely different shelf. The fucking power baser and double evil. That's
Yeah.
one shelf, and then I've got a Phase Sixer shelf with
Okay.
Clone Droid, which
gotcha.
is the KO of the Hexatron, which is completely superior.
How
And then
big
Carnifex.
is that double evil? Then? How big is
Dude.
the double?
It looks
He's
like 14, 15 inches tall, man.
dude. I think he's at least two inches taller, at least compared to Power Racer. And Power Racer is big.
Insane. Yeah, that's like
Wouldn't
the same.
You've
size
seen it at TFCon, dude.
Yeah, wouldn't you say it's about 14 inches tall?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
14 to
Yeah.
15, I think.
I
yeah.
know, but I didn't
He's
have
bigger
like
than
that fucking.
Power Baser by a lot.
Yeah,
I didn't get to like
and he's wider too, which is scary.
yeah. Power Base is a pretty big. Is a pretty big figure too.
Yeah,
That's-
and
that's
dude,
really
that's my figure of the year. I know everybody
like
else.
that one a lot?
Yeah, it's
That's
probably for
interesting.
nostalgia purposes, but that's my figure of the year as far as it goes for Transformers.
And then nostalgia. I mean, once again, shout out to Frogman for that awesome gift he got you this week.
Yeah,
That was
I-
so
I-
cool of him.
yeah, it was really cool of him.
Frog man, you are awesome. You're one of my favorite people in the world, man. The fact that you're such a kind guy, man. That's really awesome. Your kindness is amazing. I
Yeah,
shout out to you, my friend. Very cool. Yeah, but I mean, I'm hoping that with this waning interest in Transformers, I'm hoping that it just allows me to grow more in other stuff that I am into.
yeah.
Oh, it will.
I do like collecting stuff with Anna. Like it's fun to do something where me and her are both interested in it. And like the only
this
Transformers
Mythic
that Anna-
Legions thing, she's really into it
Right.
too, right?
yeah, she's really
Awesome.
into it. So that's why I'm having a good time with it. Like the Star Wars stuff, like she's more into it than I am. I'm not. Like I said, I only have a couple of couple characters for me, and that's all I need. But she's really more into it than I am. So And then with Transformers, like the only Transformers Anna likes is the Legends class because she likes the little ones, and that's the little guys, and which now's a good time to be into that because those guys are
Jason said
amazing.
you guys like to collect ball gags together.
Now only
and see, like with me tightening up my displays, it's like I'm finding out like some of the stuff that I bought doesn't go with what I want to do display wise.
yeah.
So it's really interesting, like what I'm going to be phasing out in my collection, and like even tightening up what I'm buying more.
Yeah.
And see, that's kind of the way I feel too. Is I'm getting ready to get set to sell a lot of my chugs and get rid of them all, on the cheap too. So just so I want to unload them. And basically, it's basically to make room.
Yeah.
For other stuff, and it's what it is. It's wholly about that,
That's how I was when I first got back into this. I was just buying everything.
Yeah, and I kind of did that too. And then I've got a ton of Hasbro chugs that are great figures. They're fun. I like them. They're cool, but
I
got to go.
I will say one thing, like with aesthetic wise, I don't like where the new MP line is going.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I like held off on buying like some of the MP car bots with the MP pluses that are coming out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because those will fit more what I want look wise, like the wheeljack and the prowl and shit like that.
Is that because it's more of a tune aesthetic kind of?
Well, it is more of a tune aesthetic,
yeah,
but it's still that hybrid. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something Takara always did well. And I feel like now they're really going super tune accurate now.
And then you got stuff like Bagcube doing
the Lambors and shit.
Yeah, the Lambors. Yeah.
Right. But which they did a good job on those too. They look pretty nice.
Yeah.
But I think Takara used to have strike a balance between tune accuracy and toy accuracy, and G1 toy and also real world.
Yeah. So like to me, Sunstreaker and MP44 are way too tuned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
As bad. Like MP44. I thought the same thing with MP Grapple and MP Inferno too. They just went way too tuned with that.
Yeah, that Sunstreaker is a beautiful figure, but even I have to admit it is pretty tune accurate. It's pretty. They did a lot of stuff to put the tune tickles in that.
Yeah, but and see, like I went and got Sunsurge at just this last TFCon because I'm gonna want that Bagcube Sideswipe and Red Alert.
Yeah,
because I like the aesthetics of those more than I like the official MPs.
And that Sunsurge will probably match up with those guys better than the MP will.
And it'll match up with the older MPs better than
that's true.
Sunstreaker does.
I will tell you, when you put Sunstreaker next to Masterpiece Sideswipe, it looks to me very
jarring.
It's jarring. It is. It's weird. It's almost like, wow, you can see. First of all, you can see the evolution of MPs right there, right in front of your face. But it just doesn't go together. It doesn't even look, to me, it doesn't even look like it's the same line.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, it doesn't. It doesn't even look like it's the same. Because that Sunstreaker figure is like so many so many steps above what that's my figure is. That's one of my favorite. That's probably one of my favorite figures from my collection. That's Sunstreaker. I love it. But I love it because of the action figure, really mainly.
Yeah.
They Takara went and found a way to make a Transformer the way I like them, where I can put dynamic poses and I can have a good time with them, and just do all kinds of. It's why I like the cross dimension lines a lot with Make Toys, because they really super articulate those figures, and I like them.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think this is a good point for us to leave off. It's 11:30.
Sure. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're
no,
good.
not at all, Russ. So
one thing I did want to bring up, they've been talking about it a lot. The ROC Wellness Challenge that starts January 1st. Guys, get in on that. It's a $50 buy-in. Great way to get yourself into better shape, take care of yourself, and potentially win some cash.
And are they still doing the toy drive?
I
I'm not
don't
sure.
honestly know. I haven't gotten.
Listen, EE Prime, I don't lose.
Oh,
Y'all
geez.
just need to go
Christ.
ahead. Y'all just need to go ahead and PayPal your entry fees to me.
Yo, he's
I'll-
already cut off. He's already had one leg cut off. What
That's
you
it.
think he's not going to have the other one cut off to win a contest?
I mean, not by choice.
Not by
Well,
choice.
Yeah, whatever. Just a little bee sting will get you.
Hey, that's what I told that one girl. She believed it.
You drink one energy drink. Look what happens to you.
But yeah, look on the on Facebook. It's the ROC Wellness Challenge, I believe it is the name of the group.
I think so.
Hit up Gary Allen and the ROC group. He's got all the details. He'll be talking about it more on Breaking the Mold on Tuesday.
That
But
quitter.
yeah,
If you're nice and you ask Gary nicely, OG Money himself, he'll probably he'll probably send you some pictures of him flexing for you.
Yeah.
I'll tell
Motivation.
you, I want to give a shout out while we're talking about it. I got to give it a shout out to Gary too, because I've been doing my own little fitness quest lately, just prior to all this, and I've hit him up for some advice and some stuff, and TJ Duck too. Those two have been amazing helps. So don't be afraid to hit up Gary, and he'll hook you up. He'll set you on the right path.
Yeah.
That dude knows his shit when it comes to fitness.
No, he definitely does. He
knows his shit when it comes to fitness, but not when it comes to drinking.
I can't believe you're still bitter about that.
I bought the damn drink and you refused it. I had to drink it myself.
Oh, I didn't see you too upset about that.
Yeah, I'm sure your heart was breaking.
While you were gliding about perfectly upright, standing up straight.
But you notice my posture gets better as the show goes on.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been Masterpiece Shitpiece Theater. We love y'all. Thank you guys for coming in. We're gonna go on broadcast. Josh and the other fellas will get a link out there for you guys. I'm Masterpiece Shitpiece. This has been the fellas. We hope you enjoyed the show. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Yeah, man. Have a good night, guys.
Greg,
Thanks for having us.